Most men don't marry the woman they love the most. They marry the woman that is around when they are ready to marry. True or false? Or a bit of both.
This is what I was thinking. Because a lot of the women that abuse the men that are acting like trash and like shit, if you speak to those men, there's usually one woman that they will complain is the reason why they behaved the way they behaved. And that's the one that they love the most, or they say that they loved, and then they dump them, or something happened that they broke up, and then suddenly they're like, oh, fuck all these women, and then they behave a certain way. I'm doing what I'm doing. And they could still get married later, but that's the one that changed their life. That one day is the one that changed their life, and then the one that they may have married might have changed their life back. That's not what I'm saying. So there would always be two women.
Yeah, there'll always be that one woman that was the one, and something happened, and you turned into a dog until you found the other woman that tamed you.
That tamed you, exactly.
And if you're unfortunate enough, you're conscious enough of a person to know that the reason why you didn't have that one to marry at the time is because you know you wouldn't have been good for her.
Yeah, that's another thing.
And then that's another scenario.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, rodents and other small insects. Welcome to another episode of the Eloquently Saying Nothing podcast. This is episode 67 of season 2. If you're a newcomer, welcome. Hashtag ESN pod and at ESN podcast on all the social medias. I am Stavros Boss, your host in the house. And to my right, I have that actor.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you that. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone now, and I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. A world without change. A world without rules, without borders, without conditions.
Yeah, it's a big pun.
And what we do from there, I leave up to you. What's going on, people? It's your boy, the actor, up in the building. You heard?
You sound like you got one code.
Because you got no posture. The way
you sit. I know it's the way I'm sitting. I'm just
you
here.
You sound like pun, bro.
People, I'm just here tonight.
I'm going to one little Italy. Well, little man didn't do Italy.
Dead in the middle of Little Italy.
And to the right of that actor, we have Big Wahala.
What's good, people? I'm in the building.
And to the right...
sounds just the same.
Yeah?
You sound just the same.
Well, you. I'm even as bad as you. You, bro, you sound like Vader. That's how you sound.
We also
skinny Vader.
We also have Simple Simon. Oh,
that's how Steph sounds.
That was a real laugh.
That's how Steph sounds when he eats cereal, man.
This boy has a full hatred for me.
When I'm eating, man.
Oh my God, Simple Simon's in the place. Hey, listen, that monologue, yeah?
The milk.
Was that monologue from the Matrix?
The Matrix, yes. The mathematics.
Yes.
Finally, we all understand and recognize the Matrix.
That was Neo.
That was Neo at the end.
That was Neo.
It was at the end of which one?
It was at the first one.
The first one.
I don't know if I still respect Matrix, you know.
Why?
Don't know, man. I don't know if it lasted with me over
What
time.
are you talking about?
I don't know. It didn't last with me over time, man.
Fuck you, bloody! When's the last time you seen it?
I can't remember, but it's like
if you watch it again, you'll be like, yeah.
And you'll know so much. You'll see so much stuff that you didn't see before.
Yeah, the more you watch it, the more things are revealed.
I'm watching it with a proper adult mind now.
I don't like them, the directors.
Punk ass man, yeah, before. In fact, still a punk ass man.
Directors have messed up the Matrix with the next couple.
Because the Wachowski brothers are now the Wachowski sisters. Wachowski. Can you imagine that the two of you both decide to transition?
I don't know if that is representative of individual minds. Like
they're not twins, though, are they?
I don't know. Let me check.
Someone's copying somebody, innit? No, I thought they were Wachowskis twins.
They say. I don't know. Let me check. You lot talk amongst yourselves.
You can't call them brothers anymore.
They made Sense 8, innit?
Yeah, but anyway, so
he said they made sense at 8.
No, they made that program Sense 8.
So you're saying for real that Matrix didn't touch you like that?
No, it touched me at the beginning. At the time, I was like, oh my God. But now I'm just like,
Is that because you know stuff now or what?
I just don't know. This didn't last from. I know it's a bad boy film. I get it's a bad boy film. but it's like it's not something.
Two years difference.
It's not something that still stays with me as to say, yeah, The Matrix. Yeah. The same way that everybody said, yeah, The Matrix is one of the best films I've ever watched. I'll never say that.
Are you saying that after seeing 2 and 3 and all that, or just the first one?
Potentially, but I just don't. You can't just laugh.
You can't randomly laugh. What's wrong with?
I've seen them already, man. I've seen them.
Oh my God. For those of you who don't know, the directors of the Matrix with two brothers, 2.5 years apart.
Isn't that Sideshow Bob?
How do you pronounce their name?
Wachowski.
The Wachowski brothers. That's the name.
That's Sideshow Bob.
That is the moniker they went under when they directed the film. At some point between then and now, they transitioned, and both of the brothers are now trans women. So they're the Wachowski sisters. So I just went in to look and see if they were twins or if they were just brothers. And one of them, whoa.
Hang on, did they both change?
Yes.
But that one looks like a man still.
One of them looked like...
they don't look like no trans to
Wilson
me.
Fisk.
Yeah, one of them doesn't look like
And then one of them looks like...
Sideshow Bob.
A redhead sideshow. Wow. Anyways,
I'll kill you, bud.
Simple Simon, you were saying something just before we got recorded. What were we were talking about Leon.
Bootleggers.
How did it get to? It got to Leon, and then I was talking about I used to fancy the woman Natalie Portman, and then you looked at me like I was a paedophile, and I said, "Hold on, she's the same age as me." So when I said I liked her since Leon, and I was the same age when I watched her in Leon, so I just want that known.
You like some random white chicks.
Random.
Yes. Maybe,
he said yes.
Maybe
Yes,
we'll get
yes.
into that. I don't know. Is it just me from that film? The film, man.
It's just...
Okay, anyways, all right. And then it got to something you were talking about. I can't remember what you're talking about anymore, but it got to that. I'm trying to fill in the gaps, so I can't remember no more.
Bootlegs.
Yeah, and then you said...
I said one thing that we know that technology has definitely ruined is bootlegs.
That's a lie though, because people are bootlegging. When you say bootlegs, what do you mean? Do you mean the cam bootlegs?
That's the point. Like
they still do the cam ones, you know.
No,
they do, bruv.
The bootlegs are too good quality now.
No. They're not, bruv. If you go on Cody right now and go look at one of the films that's out in the cinema now that's on the Cody, you will see somebody shaking
someone
hands.
sitting down.
What? So that
someone shuffling across.
Yeah,
seriously?
Yeah. I don't know about shuffling across. That used to be the best ones where you used to see people stand up, and at the end of the film, everybody would stand up, and you would see them start walking past the projector, and the other man's like, "Oh shit!" The film finished, and then they have to take the thing away.
You know the best ones in bootlegs is when they have to change the focus.
Yeah. Oh shit, I got it wrong the first time. Let me just focus in.
But what? So you're saying the bootlegs now haven't got better in quality?
They have, but it's only because the cameras are better.
No,
you still got digital bootlegs. You got. I think the best thing about the missing thing about bootlegs is having the VHS in your hand.
Okay.
And putting it in and watching it like that. But when you watch it online now,
it's
still the same thing.
The best bootlegs are Oscar season. They were always the best bootlegs.
Yeah.
So hang on a minute. Are we saying that we've maintained a tradition with the bootleg?
Yeah, it's just got cheaper
because the standard is still the same.
I don't know who is going into those cinemas and recording now. Because who's paying for bootleg? Before you used to pay for a bootleg.
Bruv, there is still certain yardie man in the barbershop does pay for bootleg.
That is true. And because
definitely.
Are people still paying for bootleg?
Of course there is.
Chinese man is still walking street.
DVD.
Why would you pay for bootleg when you have the internet?
Because
not everybody knows how to do that stuff.
Internet, yeah.
Not everybody knows how to do that.
I guarantee if our parents were still about in them places and their people were hanging around with bootlegs, they'll buy them because they don't know how to stream them. So what do you want them to do?
All those
with all the Nollywood they watch on YouTube.
Yeah, they know how to use YouTube now. That's what we've qualified.
Even with skyboxes, like there's people out here that haven't been paying for Sky for a long time because there's always a hack.
But clearly, I'm not one of them. But
I'm not either. They want £100 a month now, you know.
Oh,
exactly.
What is it that get from you? Phone, internet, and what are you doing?
Phone,
sports?
internet, and
no, not even phone. I'm doing internet. And
you have to do
sports.
phone if you're doing internet.
Sports? No, I haven't got the fiberglass thing. I got the broadband.
Yeah, still.
No, so I'm doing.
They charge you extra if you when you do the internet through these people, you have to do the phone as well. Otherwise, they even charge you more.
Yeah, it's cheaper if you get the phone line.
Yeah, not with my thing.
I got a phone line. Somebody asked me what my phone line was the other day. I just looked at them. Like, what kind of question are you asking me? I don't even have a phone in my house. That's how deep it is. So I might be getting calls to say you've won $1 million. I would not know because I don't have a phone in my house. At all, boy. I just refuse to plug one in. There's no reason for it. Why do I have a house phone? So let's say that there's a fire or something and my battery is dead. I have to go to you see me crawling to the charger to plug it in because I've got no house phone. No long thing, no house phone in the house. Maybe I should change that. I don't even know where the socket is.
Things have changed, man.
Yeah, you had to have a house phone before, innit?
Things have changed. But you know what hasn't changed?
What's that?
Getting stopped by the police. I got stopped yesterday.
Seriously?
Last night.
Seriously?
Oh, wow. Yes.
On the street or in the car?
How did they see you?
In the car. Look at this Negro. Big look.
Did you
I
say
ain't been stopped for a while.
Did
so
you say how did they see it?
that's why they stopped. They just thought they thought a ghost was driving.
They were like, no, Google didn't make an automated car with that registration number. No.
So why did they stop you then?
So, because I was speeding.
Oh, was you speeding?
Because I sped away from the policeman.
But did you?
Yeah, I sped away from him on purpose.
Why did you not want to get shot?
Did you go above the speed limit?
Yeah.
So then they stopped you for a reason then?
Can you let me say my story?
Okay, go on then.
This is my story.
So I'm leaving work. This is 1:30 in the morning now. And I'm driving through an affluent area of West London or Northwest, I don't even know. Anyways, it's a quiet road. I see the police come. There's a car behind me, and there's the police is coming in the other direction. And for some reason, it just sparked my interest. And it's only later when I realized because this is near where I work. I don't see police on this road. So I see police all the time. I'm legit, so they don't bother me. But for some reason, this one piqued my interest. So I'm checking the rearview mirror, 2 twos. I see it coming back. So here we go. So alright, and so the car behind me is sensible and he just does a left turn straight. Gone. I get to the lights and then the car pulls up beside me. So now at the lights, the left lane, which I'm in, you have to go straight or left, and the right lane, you have to go right. So I'm thinking, okay, he's in the right hand lane. Let me not jump to conclusions. As I pull off, he stays there, slowing down, and then eventually he comes into the left hand lane and follows me. So I say, okay, it's on tops now. So I get to the next set of lights and I'm creeping away slowly at just normal speed. And then as the second I can't see him anymore, I put my foot down. I take the first left because basically what I'm trying to do is just avoid him. I know the area a little bit well. And it's a residential area. So I'm just trying to zigzag to the point that they can't see me. Big Wahala's giving me a look like, why would you do that?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah, you just blatantly eluded the police.
Yeah, because I don't want to be followed.
For no reason.
No, but if you
I don't want to be
didn't
followed.
speed off, then I'll get it. But then you decided to break the law to avoid police.
Yeah.
When they wasn't troubling you.
Of course he's troubling. He's following me.
He followed you and he thought, all right,
he's
cool.
following me.
There's no reason. But as soon as he was out of your sight, you decided to speed away.
Hang on, Webbs. Who said it? Was it you that said that they wouldn't be able to see him?
Yeah.
I'm sticking with that story. I like that story. I think they thought the car was driving itself and they were like, what the fuck's going on here?
Since when did VW do Tesla?
That's what I think happened.
So I've sped off. Now I'm thinking, all right, cool. I'm just about to do the next right turn. Look in the rearview mirror. The man is right behind me. So this is the difference between a 1.2 Polo twist and one of these big boys BMWs that the policeman is driving, because he caught. Because like I said, I couldn't see him when I sped off, but straight away he caught up with me. Anyways, so I just pulled over now because I know what it's about. So he's pulled up beside me and like, "You alright, mate?" I said, "Yeah, whatever. Just what do you want?" He's like, "Do you know your registration?" I gave him the registration. "Is it insured?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "It's on a woman's name." I said, "Yeah, it's my wife." I gave the name. He's like, "No, different surname." I said, "That woman hasn't changed her damn surname on the thing." Oh. And so I gave her maiden name. And he's like, "Okay. So what's your name?" I said, "I'm Mr. Dub." Yeah. I gave him my surname. He's like, "What's your first name?" I said, "I don't want to tell you my surname. I mean, my first name." He's like, "Why?" I was like, "I don't want to be followed." He said, "You sped off." I said, "Yes." He said, "Why?" "Because I don't want to be followed." So we get into this big conversation. He's just talking through the window, and he's like, "Let's give me your name. Listen, I can kind of see, where you're, blah blah blah." I said, "I don't want to give you my name. Do what you want to do." He's like, "Because you understand you sped." I said, "Yeah, I sped. So if you want to take me for speeding, by all means, take me for speeding. But I don't want to talk to you anymore because everything else is legit. So if you want to stop me for speeding, or give me a ticket, or take me in, that's your business, isn't it?" And he's like, "Let me get out and talk to you." So he got out. And we're having this big conversation. He's like, "What's the problem?" I said, "I'm being followed. You're following me, yeah? You admit that you're following me." He said, "Yeah." So I said, "I don't want to be followed tonight. You don't know what it likes to be followed, I'm assuming." He's looking at me. I'm like, "I know what it's like to be followed. This is not the first time I've been pulled over." He's like, "Yeah, so you guys, you have this opinion. You've got this, you've prejudged what's gonna happen. You think I'm gonna, I'm coming out here, rah. I said, no, I didn't say that. I said, "I know you're following me. So that's my assumption. Yeah, he said, you think that we're profiling you just because of who you are. I said, I didn't say that either. I just know you're following me. You've agreed that you're following me. He said, yeah. So that's all I cared about. Do you know what it's like to be followed? He's just standing in silence. I said, exactly. I don't want to be followed tonight. If that doesn't make sense to you, it doesn't make sense. And then he said, give me your name. Just give me your name. Let me go. I said, you won't be able to pronounce my name anyways. Then he tried and failed miserably. I laughed, corrected him. He said, all right, thank you very much. And went about his way.
You know what? He saved that story. He actually saved that story.
Not for me.
No, he did. He saved that story.
I understand the speed enough to. That's your business, though.
Yeah, but did you not see what happened there?
Not particularly, no. What's he
That
done?
situation normally goes a completely different way.
I don't think so.
He could have easily taken him in.
Well, he wouldn't though. For what? You can't take him in for anything. He hasn't
For
done anything.
speeding.
No, you don't take somebody
but
for speeding. You give him a ticket for speeding.
He could take him in for that if he wanted to.
He could see I'm
One,
legit.
for speeding. Two, for mouthing off at the officer, being mouthy at the officer,
You can't
and not
arrest you for
giving
that.
his details.
They can't arrest you for that.
They can take you in. They don't have to arrest you,
You
but
can
they
say
can take
mouth.
you in.
What mouthy? I wasn't abusive. All I told him is I don't want to tell you my name. I've given you my surname. I gave you my initial, and I said all the details are there. I gave you the address on it. I gave you the name of the person. I gave you the registration of the car. What do you want? What do you want from me? You can see everything's legit.
What you really want from a
So
brother?
that's it. He wanted to win. He just wanted to get that name. He's like, I've asked you for your name, and that's all I've asked
you
you
gave
for,
it to
more or
him.
less.
But you gave it to him.
And yes, and that's all he wanted.
So why didn't you give it to him in the first place? Why do you have to have the long-winded conversation?
Why should he get lube?
That'll make it easy for him, innit? So you are saying that it was a silly thing to speed off?
Yeah.
He would have stopped me either way, though. You understand that? So
Yeah. So
I
then
wanna go home.
why would you?
Yes, because-
why would you give him a reason to be able to stop you?
He doesn't need a reason.
But you've given him one though.
He stopped.
A valid one.
He was following me. I told you.
Yeah, but you said he was following you, and then when he disappeared, that's when
No,
you
no,
decided
no.
to speed up.
As in, I pulled away and he was driving slow. Clearly, he was looking at his computer or whatever, checking the car. Because by the time he caught up to me, it was only one turn that I made. He'd already have everything there. So he'd been checking me for how long?
You know, sometimes you ask like why you don't understand why people are enthusiastic about cars and stuff.
Yeah. Well,
This is a prime example of why. Any person that's wheeling that 1.2 would have to do some amazing stuff to get away from one of them quad cars.
and this is one of them cars where you put your foot down and
Exactly. But an ex-man would have known that they wouldn't have done it.
But that's why 82 was out of sight.
Man's got like his car got asthma, boy.
His car has got asthma.
It does, man.
You got 1.2, your car's got asthma, bro.
Okay, you know what? Talking of chasing, did any of you see that video that I posted about the black man chasing the white one?
No.
Black man chasing a white woman.
Yeah. So what's happened is
Actually running down the road chasing.
yes, going. "Arr,
Have it.
arr."
Oh,
In
I heard
in
about
fact,
something.
Let me play it because you can hear it. The people, you won't be able to see it. So this dude, he's walking down a dark street, and he's assumed that a woman has taken a turning because she's seen him. So it's a white woman and him black. Yeah. So he's then decided that she's racist, and I'm gonna chase her
Just antagonize
to
the
scare her.
situation.
Yeah. Now it's got 5 million views. You know.
So that's stabbing the car.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can
And
get
then
the
the
thing.
police.
Why the thing? Oh man, I think the video has been deleted. What a shame. But anyways, he's chasing her and going, "Rawr, rawr, rawr, rawr," and she chases her into this estate. She's got to the place where she can't run no more. She turns around. She's like, "Ah." He's going, "You bitch, you racist bitch. What's wrong with you? We're not gonna rape you and whatever, rob you." And she's like, "No, I don't take it like that. I was just scared." She's even trying to like justify herself. She's prang scared, and he's saying, "Shut up, and then he walks away. He's like, "These racist people." And I said that's like, and then he uploaded it as well. The donkey had enough sense to upload it.
So what was the point of that?
He was saying that he's basically trying to prove a point. That if you think we're all like that, I'm going to prove you. Yeah, yes, we are all like that. I don't know why he went and chased the woman.
I'm not proud of that guy at all.
No, I thought he's an idiot.
Because take colour out of it completely.
Yeah, he's fully taken off the tweet, man.
Take colour out of it completely. And in this situation, you actually can do that.
Listen,
It don't matter what colour the man is, it don't matter what colour the woman is. You can't do that to a woman.
If a
in
woman
the
sees you on
in
the
the
thing
darkness.
and she's scared, she can be scared, man. Same way if it was a black girl, she might be scared. That's just foolishness.
all the black women were there saying, listen, You don't understand. As a woman walking down the street, it doesn't matter who's behind you. You get if a man's walking down behind you, you're scared.
I can see
So
that foolishness.
Nobody backed him.
Let me give you.
Nobody backed him. Man, woman, everybody's like, what are you doing? Which is why the tweet has been deleted. Which is why
He's
I
a fool.
can't play it.
Can we rewind to last week and touch on this woman and man thing? Because remember that is it Stephen? Whatever.
Right, Stephon Clark.
Steve, is that the one that got shot?
Stephon Clark is the one that got shot in his back 8 times by the police in his grandmother's garden. We discussed it last week. Now, it came up between last week and this week. You know, people were going through his old tweets, and this guy is somebody that was going out, I believe, with a white woman. Maybe had children with her.
The white or oriental?
Is it? I don't know. The woman. This is the thing. I didn't even get a chance.
Whoever it is.
But basically, he's gone out of his way to insult black women in his tweets.
And said they look like Xboxes.
I don't think he said that. He said the only thing black I want is an Xbox or something like that. But basically, he's saying he doesn't want black women. He said, I don't want black women. You know. Whatever.
I don't even like burnt toast.
Any foolishness.
And then I think the woman even joined in with some nonsense as well.
Yeah, the woman did want to go and join in, but I can't remember what she said. And that links to that foolish boy that was chatting rubbish again this week about black women are this and they smell like chicken with do-rags on their hair.
Oh, so we'll throw the two of them in together.
Let's fuck them, man. Say we're saying fuck these boys, but I'm not. The thing with the Stephen one, is.
Well, in fact, let me finish. The story is now. So the question is now. Black women are asking, should we be up in arms about his death? Should we back it because he had no love for us? So do we need to show love for him, even in his death now?
Yes.
So the web sling is saying yes. Simple Simon, what are you saying?
I'm saying it's mad, but I'm saying yes as well.
He's saying he's a race traitor.
So you're saying yes. Stav, what are you saying?
I'm saying yes as well, because what they're upset about is different than what
the reason why he was killed,
he died.
yeah.
And Wahala saying, I can understand why you.
I can understand. And
I can completely. If you said to me, you know what, yeah, I got other things that can be protesting, so I'm not protesting for this one. I could be like, yeah, that's fine. I get that.
When I say yes, what I'm actually saying is that I understand why you're doing it, and I don't even know if I co-sign it, but I can see why you would do it. I can see why it's an option, but in the big scheme of things, if we're looking to fight institutional racism, if we're looking to fight unjust murders, then to leave this one out, which is a really bad one,
it would be wrong to leave it out.
Is just like in the just looking at it from a big picture thing.
Yeah.
From logistically, it's better to do it that way. I fully understand it on an emotional level. If you're saying this black dude said F us, so F him too. No argument from me. Yeah. Because I'm Mr. Petty Vindictive Esquire. So I understand fully.
So this is Okoye living it out in real life, isn't it? Where you go country over. What did she do? She did country over
a man.
Yeah, she supported country over a man. So in this same situation, you're supposed to support.
What over what though? You can't say race over race because that's the point. He wasn't.
No, but he was
loyal to your people instead of loyal to your land or whatever.
Loyal to African.
He wasn't
loyal to Africanness over.
People, yeah.
No, he wasn't loyal to his people, so that's why these people are not
being
loyal to him.
being loyal to him.
That's what I'm trying to say. For me, it's like this, yeah, right?
He's a traitor.
It's like this. I get that, you know, a young man has died, and I don't think any of the women are saying they were happy that this man has been killed, which some people were saying that they were saying. I don't think that is the case. Yeah,
no, they're not saying that.
But some people are going on that. That's what they're saying. But what they are saying is the man had no time for me. And if I got shot tomorrow, I don't think he would have been on the front line for me because he's already telling me that I ain't shit. Yeah?
Yeah.
So then why am I now on the front line for him? I've got other things I can be protesting. Just last week, we spoke about how many different things and how many different murders that occurred, yeah?
Yeah.
So if you're telling me that I can be protecting or go protesting for another man that's being shot there, that's not telling me that I ain't shit and you are this and you are that. Sorry, I'm going to go and protest for that man and I'm not coming out for you.
It's so
I feel sorry for you, and as a black woman, I could say I feel sorry for your mother and all the other black people that's around you that supports us as black people, and I can be there for them potentially, yeah? So I can be there for your family. But if you're saying to me, I'm not coming out for you, fine, I ain't coming out for you.
You know, part of the big problem here, from what I can hear from what you're saying, is that there are too many other murders to be protesting.
That's another thing.
That's
yes,
another
very
problem
true.
Because if we didn't have so many of these to be protested, in a situation like this, you have to look past
You potentially, but then you would have to obviously have that other discussion as to the thing about you were saying that, you know, in the grand scheme of things, we need to back this because of the situation between the way that the black men are getting killed.
Yeah, because these racist police don't care about that.
Right. So in the same situation, these women can say that we also need to back this situation where black women are feeling like they're inferior and looked down upon in society and are at the bottom of the barrel.
Definitely.
So they can say, well, if in my head, you're shaking your head, but that is what's it called? What do they call it? I forgot the wording. Where it's I forget the wording.
Epidemic.
That's the one. Yeah, it's also kind of like an epidemic.
My man said
epidemic.
It was. No, I don't even think I was going to say epidemic. I'm not going to say predicament, but I don't know if that suited it.
I think we get the
but you understand what I'm saying. So they could say, well, you're not backing our cause because this is a cause just as much. Well, black women are getting killed, same way that black men are getting killed. Black women are being discriminated against. Black women are being raped. Black women are being all of this stuff, and you're telling me fuck black women. You lot ain't shit. So then now, hold on. So now, when you're getting shot 9 times, these same black women that's defending all these black men, because a lot of the time you see in these situations it is black women that's holding down the fort for these protests. You're telling me fuck me. So okay, fuck me. I don't need to come out for you. So I get it. I don't say that I like it, and I would prefer.
We all get it though. I would
get it. I would prefer that if they were all out there in unison for the fact that somebody has been killed. But if there's another person that you can go and be in unison for, I have no problem with you going to that other person, and I ain't gonna tell you that you've done something wrong.
In that respect, I understand. But touching on what Simple Simon said, even the circumstances of his death is still enough to make a protest over. Even if you don't want to go down the road of he's disrespectful to black women and he's cut off from his black culture, the fact that how he died and the way he was killed is still something to look into. Is like, right, that's some suspicious circumstances and is over the top, overzealous actions.
Can I just play something before we continue? Go on.
If you must.
You want to be playing things today, innit?
So Stephon Clark and his Asian girlfriend's old tweets recently surfaced, and it has everyone going crazy. Stephon Clark allegedly tweeted, "I don't want nothing black but an Xbox. Dark bitches bring dark days." And his Asian girlfriend tweeted, "This nigga said, in quote, I don't want no black baby. I'm already black. I don't need no black baby." First off, I don't understand how you had this girl feeling so comfortable enough to be using the N-word in the first place. But you know what? That's a different topic. We're not even going to discuss that right now. We got 1 minute. So we set our feelings aside and still support a black man who did not support us whatsoever. I'm tired of people expecting black women to just shrug things off their shoulders and to just be ride or die. Was he in support of Sandra Bland? Or did he not give 2 shits because, you know, she's black? Like him.
So hang on. How can these women say, I don't want no black babies, but you're letting a black man enter you?
No, that's what she said that he said. That's what she said, yeah?
Yeah, she was reading what he said.
Yeah. The tweet said this said he doesn't want no, but it's his woman that's writing this.
But they'll still have black babies.
Oh, I see what you're saying. It doesn't matter. The point is, yeah, he's saying
he
doesn't
Xbox
want
baby. No,
he wants a mixed baby.
God. So those were the tweets. They found the receipts.
Fuck him, man.
Yeah, but
hide your kids and hide your social media.
I get why they can say fuck him. I get it.
No, I get it as well. But then at the same time, how is this different from, you know, when somebody dies under suspicious circumstances and then the media goes out and says, oh, he used to be a drug dealer. Or
they always go and look at the dirt.
So
if a drug dealer got shot by another drug dealer for doing drugs, I would not feel sorry for him either. So it depends on how that drug dealer gets killed. So if the drug dealer gets killed by the policeman unlawfully, yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so let's say like a Mark Duggan thing.
Yeah,
I'm not saying the drug dealer, but Mark Duggan was obviously known to dabble in certain dark circles. They say, yeah, and he got shot unlawfully. Yeah, I get that he's been shot unlawfully, right?
Yeah.
So they would be like, okay, you shot him unlawfully. He had his hands up. He didn't do what he's doing. He was a drug dealer. He was a criminal. Fine, yeah. I have more respect for the criminal in that capacity when he said, yeah, I'm going to back you. I'm not saying that I will back criminal. If he was doing criminality and he got shot, I wouldn't back him. Yeah. Right? So that's not from there. But he wasn't doing criminality at the time and when he was shot. Or we don't think he was doing any criminality at the time. Yeah. And they didn't have to shoot him. So I get what you're saying, whereas, you know, this guy's doing something bad and he's been shot. Why are we feeling sorry for him? But I don't see it the same way as this one where... Well, it's kind of the same. I'll give it to you. It's kind of the same. But I'm just saying that as women, I would say fuck him still. If I was somebody if I was a person whose child had died from drugs or drug dealing or something like that, I might still say fuck Mark Duggan as well. It depends. If I thought, well, let me not use Mark Duggan because I don't know if it was a drug dealer, but any drug dealer that you're talking about or somebody that's done that, if they had done something to my family directly or done something to me that affected me, I might be the same way as, you know what, fuck that person. I don't like those type of people either. So I might be that same way inclined. It's just that I'm not feel that way inclined about this type of thing.
It's interesting because we're doing the same thing that they do.
Who's that?
In this scenario, we would be doing the same thing that they.
Who's they?
Well, the media does, isn't it? We always complain about the media doing it. Like, black man gets killed unlawfully, and then we go into his past.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing.
So we're doing exactly that now. Going to his past, bringing up stuff that doesn't have nothing to do with what's happened.
No, but it is got something to do with what's happened for them. They're not. That's the thing. No woman is saying that you shouldn't feel bad for this man, or you shouldn't, or there shouldn't be a protest. They're the same. They're not going to it because of what he said about us. So nobody's saying that they want them. That's what I'm saying. Nobody's saying, the difference between what you might be saying and what other people are saying is that they're giving an excuse for that person to be dead. He's a known drug dealer. He's a this, he's a that. So they're trying to find an excuse as to why the police should have shot him. Yeah. These are not looking for an excuse for why the policeman should have shot him. They're saying he shouldn't have been shot. It's disgusting the fact that he's been shot, but I ain't going there to back him because he was saying that all black women are this and that and the other.
Now, his wife, girlfriend or whoever she was, felt enabled to use the N-word. Now, do you guys know of Gary Owen, the comedian?
Yeah.
All right, so we spoke a few weeks ago about Michael Blackson on The Breakfast Club.
Who's Gary Owen?
Gary Owen looks like Tommy from...
okay, the one that dressed up as Tekashi.
Yeah.
So weeks later, Tekashi 6ix9ine went on The Breakfast Club, and Gary Owen also went there the week after, dressed up like Tekashi 6ix9ine just as a comedian busting his joke. Now, during that interview, he also said Michael Blackson wasn't funny. And then they went into some social media beef between each other, cussing each other. Now, somewhere along this beef, Michael Blackson sent shots out to this dude and said, listen, I bet you wish you could call me the N-word whilst you're insulting me. Yeah, these are two comedians going backwards and forward. Now, Gary Owen is married to a black woman, right? He made a video with his wife. So this is husband and wife. I want you to hear this. Yes, this video is clips day to day.
Michael Blackson, I saw your little weak comeback where you said I smell like a wet dog. Well, my dog's wet. Smells amazing. Yeah, I kissed her. White guy stuff right there. Also, I heard you said I won't say the N-word back to you. You dared me. I ain't gotta say it back. My lady will say it for me. I got a down-ass chick. Michael Blackson, you punk ass.
Nigga.
Ho. Michael Blackson, you bitch ass.
Nigga.
God, I wish I could say it. Now maybe some dinner, baby.
Who are you talking to? Who talks to like that?
No, I want to eat. I'm gangster mode. Dinner.
It's not about you. It's about that black nigga. Okay? It wasn't about you. Let the damn dog go.
Gangster.
Why does the wife sound like the teacher from the Boondocks? I didn't say nigga. I said nigga.
She sounds like a coon. The looks that went around this room is the same look that I had when I heard this. I couldn't believe a woman would.
I thought the same thing. He is just a slave master.
I thought the same thing. I thought exactly the same thing.
Get the dogs. We gonna have ourselves a hanging.
We gonna have ourselves a lynch in the night.
This is like when the black man's got out with the white girls and asked them to scream the N-word at them in bed. With them coonery there.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You know what? I can't be black, you know.
I cannot believe that she did that. Like willingly, like this is a joke. This is funny.
Can you imagine going to your wife and saying, you know, this black said I can't use the N-word. Can you do it for me? And yeah, I'll do it. What kind of shit is that?
Yes, master, I'll do it for you.
Weed in the wood. Nah, man. Nah. Foolishness. What kind of idiot is this? You know what? Yeah, we're a broken people.
He should get banished. And apparently, he's like a comedian that works in the black circuit.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's in all of the black. He's the token white in black films.
He should be banished.
So that means
Banished by who? Why is he gonna be banished? Is he the one that's about to go on? Is he the one that's done the foolishness?
So I can't have you beside me.
He
You can't do that.
instigated the foolishness.
He said,
The wife is the one I have the number one problem with first.
Yeah, I have the biggest problem with her. But he said, I wish I could say it.
Yeah, and then he got,
He
I
said
got my
that.
down
Yeah,
ass
but the
bitch
whole
to
point of
say
saying that is that they say every white person wishes he could say that. The same thing with the Little Dicky thing, where you got Chris Brown to say it, and everybody's saying that was his way of just calling everybody the N-word and stuff like that. And Chris Brown, are we looking at Chris Brown the same way we're looking at his wife?
Explain the Little Dicky.
All right, so Lil Dicky did a song with Chris Brown where there was
He's a white
Freaky
rapper.
Friday. Yeah, so he's a white rapper. He's like a parody rapper. He usually writes jokes. He's quite a good MC actually.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
So they did a parody of Freaky Friday. And in Freaky Friday, two people swap lives basically, and in this particular song, he swaps lives with Chris Brown. So a white guy swaps lives with Chris Brown, wakes up being black, and then as part of the lyrics, he says, "Oh, I can say the N-word," and then goes around and says the N-word to everybody that he sees. Everyone, that's people that's not even black, just calling it the N-word. So that's almost if not the same as what is happening. I'm not sure who wrote the lyrics. So it could have been Chris Brown that wrote the lyrics. It could have been Lil Dicky that wrote the lyrics. I don't know which one of the two. But if it is Lil Dicky,
it was Lil Dicky.
then this is
Are
exactly...
you assuming?
The style is consistent.
No, he could have been him. He could have been Chris Brown that wrote it. He might have told Chris Brown to write it, and Chris Brown might have said, you know what, that's a good idea, and did it. I don't know. But either way, are we looking at Chris Brown the same way we're looking at this wife? Because he did exactly the same thing.
You're completely correct. What they did,
I think it's different.
And people was going,
Why?
Jesus,
It's different.
How?
Because this
What
one
up, my brother?
is
my brother.
is a joke, and there's a premise to it. There's an art to it. Whereas the other one is just sending shots at someone, and he's asked somebody to send shots at someone.
Well, she's calling somebody the N-word.
Yeah, and he is just. This is a song, and for me, as an artist, I get what he's doing. He's saying, now I'm in the body of a black person, I can say this word, and he's saying the word.
He's playing off the.
He's-
But your
he's
complaint
playing on
was
things.
your complaint was a minute ago was him saying, "Oh,
Yeah, but-
I wish I could say that."
Yeah, okay.
But it's the same thing. He's
Yeah,
that,
he's
that,
not-
that
it's-
little
it's
Dicky
not the
was
same.
saying.
It's
Little
not the
Dicky
same.
was saying, "I
Yes,
wish I could
but
say this all the
it's-
time,
one of them
and
is
now
a-
I can finally say it."
Yes, one of them is a song where he's talking about doing all this other mad. Yeah, it's just a piece of art.
They're
Yeah,
both-
yeah,
they're
no,
both
no, no,
artists.
and the
no,
comedian can be a piece of art.
It's comedy.
Potent.
It's comedy.
Yeah,
That song is a comedy.
It's a comedy song.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a
I'm
parody.
surprised you're
which is-
even trying to decide that these are two different things because
Yeah.
they're not.
They're
two
different,
things.
they're
They're not. They're not
They're
different.
not.
They're
They're not
different.
One you
Because
find
at all.
acceptable and one you don't.
One
That's
of
all it
them.
is.
One of them. Yeah, he has got his wife, his real wife. Yeah, so as much as there's a comedic element to it, I don't know how serious these two guys' beef is. Yeah, but definitely there's a comedic element to it. They're both comedians. They're sending shots at each other through social media. You heard him kissing his dog, say, "Yeah, this is white boy stuff." So yeah, obviously there's jokes with it. But his wife is actually black. She is actually his wife, and she is actually called another person the N-word on his behalf.
I'm not really referring to that part. You said that you had a problem with him saying, "I wish I could say that word,"
because I think
and
he
that's
means
what,
it.
and that's what,
And that's what.
and I think
Yeah,
Lil
but
Dicky means
I
it
think
too.
I think he means it in that respect that you've insulted me, and I wish I could just do it back to you.
Oh, no, I don't think that.
Whereas
Nah.
this one is just
That
song.
sounded,
I think
that sounded like carte blanche, innit?
Yeah,
Like
I
he
think-
wanted to be
you're-
able to say it whenever he
I
wanted.
think you're just adding added
Well, you
pepper
can
to
think,
it. I think
or you can listen to what I'm actually saying.
You're putting parsley on it, bro.
yeah, I think you're just saying that I wish, like every white person, I wish I could use the N word. I think you meant it in general.
I don't have an issue with white people wanting to say their word
Then I don't understand the reasoning that you're having a problem with this one. I don't
because
get it.
he's saying it to the person whilst his wife is actually saying it as well. I think that all of this on top is an issue.
I
Like
think
you're
the same
you're
thing
brazen
as Lil
enough.
Dicky,
Did
man.
you say that?
I think there's parity in the two arguments. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm not arguing that. There's parallels, yeah, but I do think there's a difference.
So Lil Dicky acceptable, Gary Owen not acceptable. So
Yeah.
you got a preference for the white people, the non-ginger ones. Yeah.
If you want to put it that way, is it? I don't know who he is, man. The video's so poor quality.
Burn them both and put them in the ashtray.
There you go.
Damn it!
I just don't understand why the wife would do that, man. How you gonna look another black man in the face and call him an N-word for a white dude?
Even as a joke, it's not funny.
Same thing with the men though, because the men do that shit too. So let's go back to the tweet then, because I know you put that tweet in there as well about the problematic tweet where the guy was talking about the chicken. So what are we saying about these stuff? Why do black boys go online to abuse black women?
Let me see if I can.
Why did they do it?
I still don't understand it. I don't know what you gain from that.
I don't understand. If you like white girls,
That's your business.
I didn't put that thing in. I didn't put that tweet in there. You know?
oh, I thought you did. If you like white girls, I get it. You like white girls, fine. But why is it then you have to go out of your way to disparage the
But
black woman.
thousands of people must send these kind of tweets every day. Why is it? What happened with this one dude that everybody picked on him?
I think he might be consistent with it. I think he's not the first, and people have just like picking it up and running with it.
So there's a random dude from the UK, yeah.
I don't
think
know.
we're assuming. But anyways, he's sending his tweets insulting black women, saying whatever he's saying, and he just got clapbacked by. But he stood strong with it.
He said something along the lines of, I paraphrase, that he's tired of all these black women that have a problem when a white woman gets a black man and talks about unseasoned food and something else. And
a black man gets a white woman, you mean?
When a black man gets a white woman, yeah, and then black women taunt the black guy by saying about unseasoned food and all the rest of it. Who wants? What you don't realize is that men don't want a woman smelling like chicken. What? Smelling like fried seasoning or something with a do-rag over his head. It was some kind of mad, wild stuff.
Then he started cussing them. I haven't got time for this, man. And you know what? It makes me laugh. I was talking to Foles, big up Foles as well, yeah? Because that's the thing about it. As much as we say not all men, that's the one man that they're going to start using as the benchmark of what men do or how we behave.
But he's not the only one, though. That's the thing.
He's not the only one. But they will use those ones as the benchmark. The ones that are coming, the ones that were going viral for foolishness are the ones that they will be using as the benchmarks of the ones that are black men, and that's how you all are.
Because the other one is Tommy Sotomayor, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. And the problem with these characters is...
How did you pronounce this man's name?
I don't know his name.
Sotomayor.
What is it?
Isn't it Samuel?
No, I don't know. I don't think it's that anymore.
I think
Tom, or whatever he's. Anyway, him. Like, no, but the thing about it is he's problematic though. Do you know why he's problematic? Because how can a show of the format that he has have enough support to still be going all these years later?
Because he says he supports black people as general,
it's controversy.
and then abuses black women.
He's so confusing, man. He's confused and confusing.
So, but what I'm saying is that the problem that we have now is that we have people who are supporting him, obviously.
Yeah.
So
you got to get support from black men and then white people as well, because they're gonna be like, yeah, fuck them, blah blah blah. Because he's a bit, bro. This is what they want. They want us to be abusing each other. They want us to be saying black bitches is this, and our women to be saying black men ain't shit. They are happy for us to be fighting amongst each other, because once we are continue to fight amongst each other, we never be in unison. And
I hear that.
And they will continue to find ways to be happy for us to do that. And we feed into it, and it's ridiculous. And I hate it. I hate the fact that we have this back and forth between black men and black women. I hate the fact that a black man has been shot 8 times by the police, and we still have to decide whether, as black people, the black women should support the man because he's been abusing the black woman. That should not be at the forefront of the argument. That should overshadow the fact that man has been shot 8 times, but it has.
Yeah. No, I know.
So we need to decide what we're going to be doing amongst ourselves and do with ourselves between black men and black women, and get that shit out of the way. Then we could start dealing with the trans issue and all of that stuff as well. That can all come after, because obviously there's still
within the black community.
Yeah, that's still because they obviously there's that one as well where they said that the black men are very, what do they call us?
Toxic masculinity.
Yeah, stuff like that. We can deal with that as well. So I'm not disputing that shouldn't be dealt with, and how we have a problem with homosexuality and stuff like that. Because let's be honest, we can be real. There is black people do have a problem with homosexuality in most black countries. So I get it, but let's focus first on black men and black women as a beginning part.
Bro, that means taking on the media. You ready to do that?
What do you mean take on the media? What do you have to take on the media? Just deal with black men and black women. Deal with the ones that you see in front of you and deal with them.
Okay, but all right, we'll say that, yeah. But a lot of the stuff, we're talking about black men that insult black women.
And vice versa.
How many black men do you know that, and I know you're going to say, oh no, but how many black men do you know that say they don't want a black woman? Like, that is their fundamental point. That
Don't
they don't
want
want
them?
Yeah.
Not necessarily don't want them.
Okay.
But abuse them?
Yeah,
yes.
but then they abuse everyone then, yes?
No.
I'm not having that.
They don't abuse them to the same level, man. I don't tell. See them. They will specifically pick out black women and say black women are this, black women are that, and then when they want to abuse women, they'll say women are this and women are that.
Stab, rebuttal.
There's no rebuttal. I'm saying that they insult everyone, and he's saying no, they don't, and then he just explained that they do.
No, I said they single out black women. And then when they're ready, they will group all women. So that still includes the black women.
But what I'm saying is they don't say I'm only going to insult black women. We don't know anybody that only goes out of their way to say black women are the worst, black women are this, and never mentions any other kind of woman. The men that we know that might insult women, yes, they might pick out black women from time to time, but that's because they know they're going to settle down with a black woman, by the way. So that is part of the point. If they thought they were going to settle down with something else, maybe they wouldn't pay so much mind to the black women that they're not happy with. But because they want a black woman, they're more fussy, let's say, and they're more picky, and they critique it more. That's what I feel.
Is that your?
I don't have to like it, but that's
excuse for the bullshit.
I'm not. It's a reason. It's a reason for everything.
For the bullshit.
So do you think this canyon that they're trying to drive between black men and black women is also a social and
who's trying to do that?
Economic attack?
Who's trying to drive a wedge?
What do you mean? Who's trying to drive a wedge?
That's the question.
It's very deliberate, isn't it?
The colonizers.
Yes.
How? What have they done to put a wedge there that we ain't done ourselves? What is it that they're doing? I don't.
They started from them and we aided it.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
to this day now,
the legacy
now,
of it.
Listen, Stavros is saying it's all about the family unit, man, woman, and child. Yeah, and until you can get together and raise your kids and hide kids and hide your wife, then none of this is gonna work. None of this is gonna work because the same way that we know men that insult women, we know women that are insulting men as well. And it don't bother me. It's water for ducks back for me. But I'm seeing it all the time as well. And it's like, it's this backwards and forwards thing. So which is why I always try and pacify it. And I understand that some people might say you can't pacify it. You have to shine light on it and show that this is what's happening so we can solve it. But for me, it's like if you put all the focus on the 1 out of the 10 people, then that's what everybody's looking at instead of the 9 that you should be paying attention to. Pay attention to these 9. Let that one person fade into the background and just let them talk to air. Because I'm not saying they're not going to talk. I'm not saying they're not blabbing their mouth. But let them talk to themselves. Maybe eventually they'll get bored and shut up.
Yeah, I agree.
Aside from your parents, where do you get your most of your teachings from?
I don't know. Your rest of your family, TV?
The rest of your family, TV, media, teachers, so on and so
know.
forth. Yeah? And a lot of these people primarily are white.
All right.
Now,
Okay.
the issue that white people have with black people is apparent. It's a jealousy thing. It's whatever. The whole divide and
What got to be jealous about?
Goddamn 47.
Well,
come on now.
if the sun didn't love you, you'd be jealous of somebody that sun loved.
Vampire.
So their underlining rule in
I
life.
lie though.
It's true. Their underlying rule in life is to divide and conquer. It's been the basis, the blueprint from the dawn of time.
All right.
Divide and conquer. And the way you do that is by your teachings, to what you tell them, what secrets you keep from them, and how you make sure they interact with their own people. So from the time you're being told A, B, and C, it carries on. It follows through.
Okay.
You don't believe so?
No, I'm just saying that if I put that on myself, all right, let's put it this way.
All right. Sorry, I'm gonna crush you. Sorry, I'm gonna crush you quickly. Sorry.
Let him say what he says before you crush him.
No, what I was gonna say is, whichever race do you know talk about their women the way that black men talk about black women?
You're not privy to other people's conversations about
What
their
do you
women.
mean? But what? Everybody else is privy to us.
You're not privy to it.
But everyone else is privy to us.
I'm just saying, yes.
But why? Why is everyone else privy
So
to
why
us?
is our laundry? Why is our laundry out more than everybody else's?
Maybe we
Pantaloon
just
is everywhere.
maybe we just have bigger mouths. Who knows?
We got bigger mouths.
We're more flamboyant. We dress a certain way. We do certain things.
No, because
them man's moving silence.
Asian mans will tell
Asian
you.
man's moving silence.
Asian mans will
Jewish
say.
man moving silence.
Asian man cuss women. Jewish man cuss women. I don't know. Every other race cuss women.
Asian man that will mercy kill their wives.
They'll call it women.
Yeah, they don't.
They don't say these Asian women.
I will repeat what I
These
say
white
all
girls.
the time. You people are focused on your own experiences, your own lives, your own people. This is what you care about.
I
This is what is
with white people, you know,
yeah,
on
I'm
a daily
saying
basis.
This
And I
is
don't hear
what
them
is
saying.
in your eyesight. There are
Okay.
things that I hear about other cultures, other type of music, other kind of subgenres, and it's like I didn't know, and it's the biggest thing. So it's like, okay, on my Amazon thing, the Alexa, in the morning I tell me the news, and one of the things I've got set up is this BBC thing, but they just deal with a lot of the Far East stuff, and they say this stuff is trending in India and this stuff is trending in Thailand, and so I get the news from there, and it's stuff that if it wasn't outside of that thing, I don't see it on Twitter, I don't see it in the newspaper, I don't see it nowhere else. It's just that one little thing, because that news thing is telling me in the morning.
Well, we know
outside of that, Nobody's. I wouldn't know about all this
All
stuff.
right, so they do-
I wouldn't know there's one coup there. This person got sent to jail for that. Blah blah blah. But it's massive.
But we know we know we got shadism in Asia, yeah? We
Yes.
know that already. And they may potentially be open, abuse of women with a darker shade, potentially.
But you
Potentially.
know that a lot because you went there as well. When you went there, you were surprised with what you saw on the TV.
I was surprised I saw how much I saw, but I already knew about shadism. That's not nothing new.
We know about shit.
Yeah.
For time.
But I don't go on social media and see the Asian man saying, "Yeah, this darky hair, only light is our bang."
Okay,
Only light
This
is our bang.
dark
When-
Hindu. I
when-
want this light skin.
when
I wanna see this light skin girl on the road.
working, when I was working in Stratford Sainsbury's with bare Asians, yes, I would hear the women. I didn't hear the men say that, but I'd hear the women discuss. This is how we're treated. This is how they feel about us. So I have heard that firsthand. No, so I haven't seen the men like doing it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but the point is they got no reason to tell me because I'm a black. They're telling their Asian brothers.
So why are we
about
telling
whatever.
everyone else?
Yeah.
That's the whole point. Why
I'm not disputing we shouldn't do it, but like I said, if we're putting all the focus on it, you guys are paying attention to this because well, we all are because it's important to us.
No,
It's there. It's present. That's the point.
Present,
and they need
but
to, and they need to. They need to. Even if you want to say something about black women, which I'm not saying that you should, at least keep it in house, innit? We're going to go and abuse black women to everybody.
I'm telling you,
we're going to
now,
go tell white boys these black bitches.
I don't think you're getting my point. I'm telling you, like John on Twitter, the same day that we were on Twitter, the same day that stuff was popping off, didn't see this on his timeline.
White John.
Yes.
White John saw it, bro.
Why Jay?
No,
Sorry.
but
That's what. Okay, do we need to go back to? Do we need to go back to that DJ? What's his name? What's the
Logan
DJ?
Yeah, but
Logan Sama.
but he's part of the culture. Whether you like it or you don't
Yeah,
like
but
it.
we
he's
already
in-
established that. Oh, you boy like to be part of the culture.
Yeah, but not everyone. No,
They do,
no.
a
I'm
lot
not-
of them. Oh my
Yes,
god!
they-
You know what? Sometimes you say things. I'm just like, why are you opening your mouth?
Are you trying to say all white people?
No, I'm not saying.
Are you trying to
all
say
white
all,
people.
most of them then?
I'm not even saying most.
Are you saying half?
I'm saying a lot.
Are you saying half?
I'm saying what? A lot. What? Half of what? Say the finish.
Half of the Europeans. Let's deal with just the UK.
Okay.
All right. So this is what the UK do. That's in this tweet. Do you think half of the white men in this country are so tuned in into, they want to be part of, or they're part of the culture? I.e., they listen to the music. They maybe they eat the food and they hang around with the people.
Yes.
No, I won't say half.
No way.
There's a
No.
vast
I'd
majority.
say there's a lot.
Of where? Of where? Sorry, of London or?
No, this is the
UK
point.
somewhere.
This is the point. If I was going to ask you London, then I wouldn't argue with you. But it's not London. This is what I'm saying. You
But the
guys are so
culture is
focused.
the culture is big though. The culture is big now.
I'm not talking
so
about
the
the culture's
music
not
is
big.
the music is
Yeah,
a part
that's-
of mainstream
but
now.
I'm saying that John from Southend, John from some place that I don't know. John from Yorkshire.
Shropshire.
From Yorkshire.
John from Johnland
doesn't
yeah?
know about this tweet. He's not interested
I'm
in
not
that.
saying about
and
he
he,
knows about
and
his
he
tweet.
yes, but my point is he knows something that somebody is talking about. I don't like dark haired white chicks. I only like blondes. Yeah. That's something that is on his radar.
I would go as far as
Yeah?
to say that John does know about this because John likes Boy Better Know, and Boy Better Know have a black crowd with them, and they will mention it. Trust me.
And John knows this
Which John
because
are we talking about?
John,
Young John, or old John?
follows the royal family and has seen, oh, Harry's got a dark bird. Let me go see what these dark birds are like.
No, you got a bit far.
Are you-
I was being genuine with my John thing.
I'm being
because them man that's
genuine.
them man that's out in country like
Forgive us white people for being John today.
they like grime. They like grime. Like them man when they tour.
I think
Okay.
it depends on the age bracket.
I
I'm going by age.
Look,
I'm not gonna go.
I just
I'm
think
not
you-
saying
you
older
guys-
white guys.
Black
are
culture
knowing
is a big thing.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not, but you're living in the middle of white culture.
But don't
and,
think
and
that-
you are ignorant to a lot of the stuff that's going on in their world. And what makes you think that you're so big that everybody's paying
I
attention
know
to
they
you?
don't wash the dishes properly. I've seen the fairy adverts. I've seen it.
Exactly.
Very liquid.
Look, bruv. I'm just saying, innit? Keep your shit in house, innit? Don't go and throw your dirty pantaloon as much everywhere all over
That's
the
fine.
place.
Not arguing with that.
If you're gonna say you got a problem with this, you got a problem with that, keep your pantaloon in the house, innit?
All right.
And wash it by hand.
Okay. Let's move on to the next point. Now, unfortunately, right after we recorded last week, we got a request to deal with a question from a tweet from Naughty. Big up yourself, and big up Wendy House as well. She just messaged me, told her big her up on the podcast. So there you go. Looking forward to seeing you in a week or two. All right, this tweet was from a woman called Tony, who I did ask to come onto the podcast and clearly blanked us because she didn't even respond. But it's all good.
Cold blood.
Yeah, I said it's your tweet. Come in and talk about it, but it's all good. It's no problem. She retweeted us anyway, so hopefully she'll discuss it once this goes
Well,
up.
at her when we sit down.
Indeed, we will. As promised, I said it will be on episode 67. Savior. The question was, and I think it's from a film or a song or something. Anyways,
She said it was from. What film was it from, man?
but from something. Anyways,
Yeah, it was a film. I forget which one. Oh, that's it. From Americana.
The book.
By,
Okay, the book
Americana.
by my third wife or fourth.
You can't claim that one
Why not?
because I claimed her for a long time.
No,
ago.
no. I'm
That's-
talking half a yellow sun.
So I claimed her from then as well.
No.
That's
no,
it.
no.
That's the Igbo wife, boy.
No. To be honest, I didn't actually claim her because of the books. It's when I heard her.
Yeah,
It wasn't when I read her mind. It was cool, but when I heard her speak,
I got a lot of time for this woman.
God damn it, fools.
She's
She's the type of person. You know when women
Inspirational.
sometimes where I tell you how you conduct yourself, it makes a difference because she's the type of person you're not gonna you wouldn't call her a bitch to her face.
I want to call her bitch behind her back.
Well, this is my
Just
point
the
because of
kiss.
how she conducts herself. So I know that yes, treat women with respect or men for that matter, but the way you conduct yourself makes a difference to how people treat you. And the way I can't pronounce her name properly, which is and look at the respect. I don't even say her name
Chiamanda.
because I can't even say the name properly. So I just like I don't want to mess it up.
Yeah,
But I wouldn't call anyone a bitch like that.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you
I don't either,
you
but-
get my
But
point.
he's trying to make a point.
You
Let's
know-
go
you
with the
know-
point.
you- I don't call him
He just
bitch,
wants to do
but
the simple side.
You get my point.
Declaration.
She demands. She
walks into a room and respect.
Man is declaring his love for this.
No, I'm just saying.
No, when she walks, no, trust me. When she speaks, yeah, she'll listen. Remember, the LGB went after her and they was banished. People are like, no, you got to the wrong.
This is
one,
when
my
you
G.
knew she was queen.
You're gone.
You got to the wrong one, my G.
You're gone.
But I swear J.K. Rowling does the same thing.
J.K. Rowling's a legend.
That one's a bit gangster as well.
Her
yeah.
social media, she clap. Don't come at J.K. on social media when she wants to clap back.
That
she
one is
claps
still
back.
hood.
But
She is though. That one is still hood, boy.
can I
J.K.
call her?
Rowling's got a
Can I call her
wand, you
Chim?
know that? She's
Chim?
got a wand.
Chiamanda. Why do you just call her Chiamanda? What can you
Chiamanda.
Yeah, that's that why you can't say it.
Even on her social media, she's always there, like showing off her dresses on Instagram.
yeah, and-
but it's just different. You don't mind her when she's in it. It's like,
but
I'm showing off my dress and I'm promoting it.
She'll promote where it's from,
Yeah.
and it'll be like a person that's tailored it for her and stuff like that.
Oh,
She's married though.
is she married?
Yeah, she's married to I think an American guy, American somebody.
Don't tell me.
No. She didn't follow Americana.
I still haven't read Americana, you know.
You haven't read
I've got the book.
I read it, man. I
Actually,
read
have
it.
the
I read
book.
it, boy.
Anyway, bust the quote, man.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, that was a sidetrack. We love you. Most men don't marry the woman they loved or love the most. They marry the woman that is around when they are ready to marry. She said, I saw this shared on Instagram and wanted some male opinions on this. Is this statement completely false or does it hold some truth? Now, she tweeted this 5 days ago. And as it stands now on April the 6th, stroke 7th, Friday, stroke Saturday, 24,000 retweets, 53,000 likes, and many comments.
And she got a lot of DMs as well about it.
A lot of DMs.
A lot of mans was in the DMs.
Yeah.
Yeah, fam.
She ignored us in the DMs.
I
But anyways,
married this woman I didn't want to marry, fam.
guys, what are your views on this? Do most men don't marry the woman they love? They marry when they are around, when they're ready to marry the woman that's around.
I got a question. Is this one of those things that you can only judge it if you've done the action?
Yeah, it's a bit hard because the only one that's married here is you. But I got engaged.
Okay.
So I can say that I'm preparing to marry.
I was engaged before as well.
Well, when will you marry? Stavros tried to marry in a hurry.
Well, I don't. I think you can answer on other people's behalf. You can see it from other people.
Look what done to Barry and Sandra.
Anyway, so I said
Balance.
that I think this is. I retweeted as well. I said the tweet at the time. So I said.
Not woman.
I kind of said no. I didn't say all men. I said
You
but
put it to the women, didn't it?
I said both men and women do the same. I think both men and women have this same thing.
Oh, so you said all life matters, basically.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I think that it's both men and women have this idea that they want to get married at a certain time, and when they decide that they're happy to get married, they will go and find the person that they want to marry.
I think all lives matter.
But yeah, so I think that's how it is. When people they have an age when
And
they
the
think
animals too.
they got an age when they think they want to get married, and then they just decide that's when I want to get married, and then they'll find somebody then at that time when they feel like they want to get married to marry.
Again, can I ask a question to everyone in this room quickly? Was there an age in your head where you knew you wanted to be married?
As a man,
You said everyone.
I said a lot. Okay, so a lot of people. Sorry, I forgot.
Well, okay, you said
no.
You said men and women.
Yeah,
I'm
I think
thinking, what man decided I want to be married at a certain time?
Yes, man will tell you I ain't getting married till at least I'm this age.
At least doesn't mean I'm gonna. I know when I want to get married.
Yeah, but they're saying I'm not getting married until this age. So I talk about 30 something when I've done what I'm doing. I'm not even
I don't even think men say that. But
yes,
okay,
they do.
but fair enough.
Blatantly they do.
Fair enough.
Ask a man, you gonna get married at 22? No. I'm gonna get married at least when I'm gonna go do my thing until at least when I'm at 30 or something.
I'll accept that.
So I think once they get to a certain age where they've got past what they think is what they expect to be, or they should be getting married now, they'll look to get married.
Okay, so let's go back to the question then. That's a sidetrack thing, because the other guys didn't answer.
Go on, because I find this one difficult to do.
I forgot the question.
Most men don't marry the woman they love the most. They marry the woman that is around when they are ready to marry. True or false? Or a bit of both?
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, everybody's had.
I shouldn't have given you that out.
But it is
but everybody's had that love in their life, that the one that got away, or that first love, and you think, that's the one I want to be with.
This is what I was thinking, because a lot of the women that abuse the men that are acting like trash and like shit, if you speak to those men, there's usually one woman that they will complain is the reason why they behaved the way they behaved, and that's the one that they love the most, or they say that they loved, and then they dump them, or something happened that they broke up, and then suddenly they're like, oh, fuck all these women, and then they behave a certain way. I'm doing what I'm doing, and they could still get married later, but that's the one that changed their life. That one day is the one that changed their life, and then the one that they may have married might have changed their life back. That's not what I'm saying. So there would always be two women.
Yeah, there'll always be that one woman that was the one, and something happened, and you turned into a dog until you found the other woman that tamed you.
Exactly.
And if you're unfortunate enough, you're conscious enough of a person to know that the reason why you didn't have that one to marry at the time is because you know you wouldn't have been good for her.
Yeah, that's another thing.
And then that's another scenario.
Yeah.
But you know me, I've always said in it simple. There's always man, the same way that Stav always says there's a Stav always used to say there's a and she actually talked about this later in another tweet actually. There's always a man that a girl knows they should marry, but don't, because they don't like the man.
Yeah.
There's usually a girl that a man knows is a good girl for them.
Good woman, yeah.
But they're not ready. So what they do is they try to keep them to the side.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Go and do what they're cheating and all of this thing, whatever.
And come back to it.
And then it's usually this girl. This is the thing that usually happens. Or let me say it does happen. Sometimes I won't say usually. The man has a girl. Man keeps the girl to the side. Doesn't says she's a good girl. I want to marry her, but not now. Cheats on her. Does whatever he's doing. Treats her badly because he's trying to live his life. Then this girl either cheats on the guy or leaves the guy for somehow they break up. Then he tells her to fuck that girl down, fuck her. I'm not dealing with any woman anymore. Fuck them, because he actually did love the girl, but he wanted to live that life at the same time.
I was just banging them girls. I was gonna get right back.
Exactly. That's how you felt, and that's the one that they should have married in their head, but they didn't because they fucked up in the end. So there is some truth to that statement, and I think that it does happen with some men. Somebody actually wrote in there that men are not necessarily aged, men are more financial. So when I've got enough money, I'll marry.
What I noticed going through the thread and a lot of male comments, I was very surprised because the men were honest. Some of them was blatantly, yes, I am married, and what you said is true. Like, wow. And a lot of them were just quite happy to say, you know what, it's true. I haven't thought of this before, or I haven't looked at it like that before, but there was somebody that I really loved, and they give good reasons for why it didn't work out, such and such, we fell apart, we grew older, we split up, and then I met somebody else, I fully love this woman, and I'm married now, or I want to be married to this woman. So if they're quite unapologetic about it, quite open and quite honest, I find it quite fascinating. And a lot of people saying on the thread is there was no beef, no arguments. Everybody, it was a good discussion. It was a wonderful thread.
Let me sidestep and ask a question in relation to this question. So, if your women said to you, "You're the man I settled for," how would that make you feel?
Settled is a word that is underlined in red and circled. Like the teacher took that essay and -1 and gave it back to you, because it's one thing for you to say you had a love for somebody else that, like what Stavros has said, that I've never fallen out of love with my exes. So it's one thing to say something like that. I could accept that. It's one thing to say that you've had a passionate dealing with somebody that you still hold some sort of spark for, but I'm here with you now. But for you to say you settled with me means that you want to settle for kicking them in the chest as well. That's
This man just got DV with it, boy. Shit.
Wow. Okay. Kick in the chest from Stav. Simple.
I kind of answered it, didn't I?
No.
That's a different question at all. A completely different question that he just asked you.
Who?
He just asked you, what would you be happy if your woman says she settled you?
I'm not gonna be happy, but like, what do you mean by settled? Isn't it?
I think, would you accept it is a better question. Would you accept it?
There was nobody else. Well,
Well, then that's just a nonsense.
No, but you would say,
Come on, man. Settling is bad enough.
Yeah.
You don't have to then start
That's an insult.
You've really thrown him in the grave. Now you're throwing dirt on top of him as well.
Yeah,
Let the
we
man
have
try
to
and get out.
That's to get buried.
That's urination on the grave. Isn't it?
Yeah, she squatted, but hold on, stay right there. Open your mouth.
Oh God.
Really?
It's
God,
funny because
simple.
it's sick.
God.
So what's the question? Because you moved it twice now.
How would you feel if your missus said to you, "You're the man I settled for"?
That's deep, man. I'm sorry. It's deep, isn't it? You're the man I settled for. What does that mean?
Well, after you got married and stuff, you're talking to the mic too.
Yeah.
After you got married and kids and what?
What
You're just dating.
What does that even mean? Like, you're the man I settled for. What does that mean?
There were many others, but you were the one I settled for.
No, that's different though, isn't it? If there are many others and you're the one that she settled for, that doesn't necessarily have to mean that you're of low standard.
It could be, but I'm just saying. How Stav says kick in the chest.
No, I am joking, So you
I
don't have
know
to take
you're-
it so literal. If I'm not married to this woman and we have no children, and she said she settled for me, Stavros believes I
Stop
would
covering
leave
your bases.
the
We
relationship.
know you like to fight.
No, but
I
he
believe I
wouldn't be
would
able
leave
to
the
kick anybody in the chest. He can't.
I know
lift
Here
his
we
foot
go.
that high.
We've been through this before. So I've given my answer. Come on. Can you guys respond so we can move back to the main question?
Yeah, I don't like the question, man. Keep it dipping, man.
What would you do then, that actor?
Wahala, sorry.
Okay, sorry, Wahala.
Yeah, have you ever seen that the gift by the two Nigerian midgets,
Yeah,
Aki and Popo? You ever-
Short people.
midgets, man.
Short
Aki. You know
Sorry,
the
is it
one-
little people? Little
Oh
people.
my God. You know what Aki's the one that's I can't even describe, but there's two of them in it. But there's a tweet. I mean, there's a gift where he just starts rubbing his head. He's distressed against the wall.
yeah.
That's what I'll do. I'll be distressed, man. I'll be like, what?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd marry her if she said that to me. 'Cause I'm not married yet. So if she said to me, I settled for you, I don't think I'd marry her. I'd say, well, if you settled for me, then that means that I'm not what you really want. So go and find what you really want.
Hey.
Yeah, that's a true statement.
Can you imagine living the rest of your life with somebody that doesn't want to be
settle
with
for
you?
If it's
Yeah.
what?
I pee on you.
That just looks at you side eye like.
Would you wait till
could've
someone to
done
do
better.
that, or would you do it that in the thick of winter?
I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I'll do it there and then.
Oh, wow.
I'll say to her, if that's what you really feel, then you should go and find a person.
She's taking the mick by telling you.
I'll be honest with you. If it's snowing outside, I might not. I'll wait till summer.
No, I do not want my wife to be thinking in years' time
My wife.
that she has settled for somebody and she's not actually really happy with the person that she's with. Why would you marry me? Why would we both put ourselves through that situation?
Yeah, because people got checklists, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not by force you have to marry. It's
Yeah,
not by force.
but if it's on the checklist, you got to do it.
Yeah, then go and do your checklist with somebody else that you actually want to do that checklist with.
I would have a fascinating conversation with her because I'd want to know. So if you settled for me, who was the one that you really wanted?
Yeah, I might even help her find that person. I could be that guy and help her find that
So
person.
that actor,
What if she said it was your brother?
take him then, innit? Well, he's not gonna take you after me, so you lost. You ain't got me. You ain't got my brother. Rack off. So
Rack off.
that actor, how did you feel when you were told this?
Wow.
No, seriously though.
Well, your girl ended up with you, innit? So I was cool. Try it. Oh, why? Why are you trying to throw shade on me for?
Oh,
Ask the question simply,
Be
innit?
shadow. Be for shadow
Innit?
here.
He throws black holes, wormholes all
Stop
over.
voiding me.
Done. So
if my girl had said that to me, I'd walk away like Bill Bixby. I know you just hear
ding 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 ding. Nobody picking you up though. You're on the streets just walking. Nah, I just think that's a ridiculous thing to say. But going back to the original question that was asked, yeah, that original love that all these men are crying about, you know what that is, isn't it?
What is it?
And they call it puppy love. It's that bitch love, innit? That bitch ass love.
Oh my god.
That one where you'll do any foolishness.
Yeah,
you all
there's-
go through it as man, innit? You have that foolishness love that you do foolishness.
There's no cognitive thinking. Everything just goes out the
foolishness.
window.
And if you did actually marry that woman, you end up a fool as well. So as much as you're saying, yeah, you loved her the most and blah, blah, blah.
You'd be broke.
I'll mash up if you married that
so
one.
Stavros actually did propose and tried to marry that first love, because I would say it's the first love. It's your first love. Your heart is fully ruling your head, and fortunately for me, after 3 years, my head finally slapped my heart and said, "I'm in control here," and took over.
Hey, I am the captain
So
now.
what I always say is that my first girlfriend, the woman that I proposed to when I was 22 or 23 or whatever, that love was like fire. And my second girlfriend that I was with for 3 years, that love was like water. And my love for my wife now is like earth. It's like, this is home. This is where I can plant my seed, like literally, and this is where, or well, figuratively, but it's earth. It's like this is the right thing. Fire, you're gonna get burnt. Water is smoothing everything, but I might drown. This earth is cool. I can sit here, I can lay here. I'm happy. The sun is beating on me. I got a little shade. It's cool. It's like it's like the porridge almost. So this is why I know certain people.
That bastard Goldilocks.
Just right.
Yes.
Teeth and bitch.
Yeah. So.
Home invader.
The princess of white supremacy.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just so. Yeah, that's what I explain my love for my wife. It's earth, and I think that a lot of these people is talking about that fire. Is that fire love? That burnt
that's
them.
what I'm saying. The passion.
It burnt them.
It's not necessarily
It's
the
the
love.
passion, yeah,
It's the
passion.
passion. It's the one where. But there's some people that have that love where they're like the girl who used to get them. They got me better than any other person, and that's why I was in love with that one.
But then that's like an earth thing as well.
Yeah,
Because
but
that's what I have with my
but they
wife.
got you, but you still don't end up together. So there's a reason why you're apart. So I don't know what it is.
It could be youth. A lot of the time, it's just
could
a lot
be-
of the time it's just youth because these
Again,
people are
but-
talking.
but-
We're living in a culture where people don't get married young.
Yeah, but it's just what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying, that the age thing, and people are saying I shouldn't be married at this age, so I'm not going to get married. I need to go and plant my royal oats or whatever they're calling, and I need to go and do this, and I need to be a manager before I can get married, or I need to go and do this with my life before I can get married.
I'll tell you this from another angle. A lot of these people that say, or that did not settle but did marry young, their first love, this fire love, give it 10 years. And then they're looking on the other side of the fence.
Yeah.
And they're thinking, maybe I made a mistake.
I think
maybe there's somebody better. Maybe, it's always Trevor in accounting. Maybe there's, I have this connection with them that I don't have with my husband. or my wife.
I think almost everyone that gets married young has that same thought about what would have been if I didn't get married so young.
Yeah.
I don't think that matters what type of love it was. It could be the perfect love, but you're still gonna have that thought of, well, when you see all your friends and they're doing certain things, yes, you may see the heartache and break that might come alongside some of these adventures that they go on, but you still gotta say, oh, I wish I had some of these adventures. So you are gonna have that thought pattern as to say, you know what, I wish I did this, or I wish I did that before I got married. You are. Same thing, even you as an older that got married at whatever age you got married to, I'm still sure there's stuff that you say that you wish you did before you got married.
Threesome.
See, there's stuff.
So hang on.
Because you know what? I know that is actually out of my life. It's never going to happen. So there's a finite thing about that, it's there.
So hang on. So
Let me just kiss my ring.
Are we all just gonna pretend that we're not curious as to what happened with the first engagement request?
He's talked about it enough times on the podcast.
Yes, but we're going to have some new listeners because of the people that are going to come for this specific question. And like I said, my head ruled my heart. We weren't good. It was an abusive relationship. And eventually I realized that this can't be somebody I marry, and I left her. That's a nice, quick and easy version.
Okay, that's good. For some strange reason in my mind, I was thinking, did she say no? That would have been tragic.
Hell no.
They was engaged.
Yeah. Okay.
So how can she say no?
She proposed.
Remember,
Then they got
after
engaged.
she proposed twice.
Oh, okay.
Remember, every one of my women has proposed to me except the woman I actually married.
See, you chased
Which
them,
is a
chased
lesson. Which is a lesson in life, ladies.
You
I say
chased them.
don't
Bow to
propose
Ghana.
Don't propose to a man.
Yeah. So
If he's ready for you, he'll tell you.
do you want to step on another one of the tweets that she was actually talking about that?
Go on then, I can't-
So basically, she put out another one saying that exactly what I was saying earlier about women should, women always have a guy that they should be going out with, and they know the good guy that they should go out with that will treat them really right, but they never want to go out with them. You know the thing that we say all the time. Men always say all the time, and women like, nah. The women were real with this one again, boy. They were like, I don't want no man that ain't got no backbone. If he's nice to me, that means I can push him over. And I was like, and I don't want no man I can push over. So this is what they believe a nice man is: a man that they can push over. So I don't want that type of guy. Or the nice guys are usually ugly. Good looking guys aren't really nice.
I want a shy guy.
Oh, they ain't got no. What's the thing? They ain't got no ketchup. What's it? Sauce? That's it. They ain't got no sauce.
Oh, Dave, got any ketchup? No, love.
Uncle said
they ain't got no condiment, boy.
they don't have ketchup.
They don't have no condiments.
They don't have mayonnaise.
So yeah, like it was. They were going in about how they. Yeah.
Let me read the tweet she actually said. I think almost every woman knows a man who would do almost anything for her. Yet the honest truth is, although a lot of us know at least one guy who would worship the ground we walk on, many of us just aren't mentally or physically attracted to him. It's unfortunate.
And then the women just went in.
Yeah, went in.
They're just like,
Do women have to be physically attracted to a man though?
yes,
Do they?
yes, because they want you to lang them down.
Have you not seen some of these man though?
They want you to go to the Holy Communion
Once
and
upon
lang
a
it
time, they
down.
were physically
No, but
adept.
certain of these, like, I think if you've got money, you don't need to be physically
Yeah,
attracted
but we
to a
understand.
woman.
Didn't we say this already that the money is all-purpose seasoning on the?
Yeah,
on
it's
the
true.
thing?
We did say
So
that.
there's a bland meat in it. There's a bland chicken, and if you put all-purpose on it, it's got a better taste on it.
Yeah, it's true.
So if you close your eyes and see money, then when you're banking, that's the attraction right there, innit?
So, Wahala, you just want to bring it to the women and say that they're just as bad as the men.
Not really. I'm saying that this is a different situation.
That what was it anyway? So you were saying the women were saying that they don't want a soft man. They don't want a shy guy.
They don't want
They don't want a
a
spineless
They didn't even
man.
say shy because they're not
mercy,
saying
mercy.
the man's not moving to them. They're saying the man's too nice. Like he will do anything for me, so I don't want that man.
I want ladies to come at us at ESN Podcast. Use the hashtag ESN Pod, #ESN Pod, and let us know what is wrong with a nice guy.
But we said the same thing though, because we always say we don't want a yes woman. So
There's a difference between a yes woman and a nice person.
But she said worship the ground you walk on and do whatever you want. So it's kind of like a yes man, innit?
Whatever you
Go and get me some shoes. Oh, cool. Of course I'm gonna go get you some shoes. I'll get them tomorrow.
So
This-
women
this-
essentially
so what-
saying
but-
they don't want to be treated like a queen.
A woman saying that if a man says, go get me some shoes, I'm gonna get you some shoes tomorrow. You're gonna come out with bomber clout. What do you mean? Don't tell me no. Don't tell me
give me
no
those
about no fucking shoes.
About your shoes. Go get your old damn shoe.
That's what she wants.
That's what they want. Or
It's
they want to
mad.
say at least them to argue about this. Women
It's
want you
mad.
sometimes to have an argument about it and then do it
An
after.
argument shows that you love me.
Yeah, so what, you get the shoe. I ain't get no damn shoes. Come on, man. I wish you could get the shoes. They also want to feel like they're convincing you, innit? It's a bit like when mans go for a girl and the girl's easy. They're like, she was too easy.
Yeah.
It's like they want to convince you. They want to feel like they've done some work to get that, innit? To get you. It's the same thing with women at times, innit? They want to make you feel like they convince you to do that.
I don't want to play them games, bro.
Well, them games is
crazy.
there, innit? They want them games like they want you to be like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I convinced him that he should have got me the shoes because he didn't want to get them at first, and I gave him that smile.
He
innit?
is shaking his head.
And I gave him that smile, innit? And then suddenly he wanted to go and buy me the shoes, or I gave him that sweet pum. And then suddenly he wants to go and buy me the shoes.
I feel
my missus likes to punish me. You know,
In what capacity?
she wants me to do things that she knows I don't want to do. She wants me to do things that she knows I don't want to do, and she wants me to pretend to like it.
Well, yes, every woman wants that, and I don't understand why. Like, what? You know what I have a problem with? Like, when you actually still got to do it, you're still going to do it, and instead of them to just be happy that you're doing it, they still have to be upset because you're not happy that you're doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, go and, I don't know, go and make a pie, but I don't want to make a pie. But come on, can you make me a pie? All right, I'll make the damn pie. Bro, I want you to want to make the pie. I don't want to make the pie. I'm making the pie because you asked me to put the fucking pie.
But can we establish that these are whites only pies?
It's such annoyance. It's such an annoying thing. I'm doing the thing. Just be happy I'm doing it. Because with me, after I tell you to go make the pie, you tell me you don't want me to make the pie, and you'd be like, and I say, well, go on, let's make it, and you'd be like, all right, fine. And I know you don't want to make it. I don't care. I just want the pie. I don't care if you don't want to make it. I don't care if it is any way, shape, or form. As long as I get the pie at the end, then I want the pie. The only time that this doesn't work is if it's sex.
For me, when it comes to food, I don't let somebody who's vexed make the food.
I don't mind.
Spit on your
Vex
pie.
food is good,
Not
man.
even like this bit. Not even, man said vexed food is
my,
good.
my woman makes good vex food, bro. So I'm not even gonna lie to you. My woman makes. One time we was
But
angry
I
at each
enjoy
other.
it now.
We was angry with each other. She made one food and it almost made everything all right. We just look. It was saying at each other eating. I was like, food is good. And then he said, food is good. Thank you. Both vex at each other while they're eating the food nicely. It was nice today.
It's too much.
All right, let's deal with the light-hearted stuff first before we get to the serious things and deal with Visa Bay.
Oh, this woman.
But this is a woman. Her parents came over when I think she was 10. She's from Zimbabwe, and they didn't come 100% legally or whatever. I don't know. They're trying to get. They're sorting out a visa, but they had some sort of temporary thing. So this woman is a YouTuber, and she deals with like a vlogger. Fashion blogger, so she deals with, I guess, makeup and fancy jewelry and clothes and whatnot, and makeup and bags. And she put out a video a few days ago saying, "I only have how many days? What's it? How many left?
6th of May.
About a month or something, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got a month left, and they're gonna kick me out the country because I need a visa, and the visa costs
2,000 something pound."
So she put out a request that people can
GoFundMe.
Can they help her out? And then she went on the news after a day or two because there was a bit of backlash. Just to say on the news, this is Channel 5 News. This is how deep the news is. They just got one vlogger to talk about getting sent home. That no, the bags and stuff I got, they were either given to me, by these companies to show, or I borrowed them off people, and the dresses and the clothes.
You need to go back because people don't know what you're talking about. So you need to explain. Yes, she's a fashion blogger, but she will be doing very expensive. She'll show you basically very expensive bags and shoes. She'll pretend like she goes to very exclusive places that cost a lot of money, and she basically looks like she's a baller.
She looks the part.
Yeah, she looks like a baller. She's got the long, expensive weave. She's got the designer handbags. She's got the Louis Vuittons. She's got all of the things that you would see and expect from somebody with a lot of money. But then they're saying that they can't get 2K in a month, basically. When you could shop one of those bags and get, even though a second hand, you probably get a 1K for it, depending on
depending which bag it is. Yeah.
So people are in uproar, like, well, why you got all of this stuff if you're saying that you can't afford to get the 2K?
I'll be honest with you. She had me emotionally.
Hello.
She had me emotionally up until the point where in the news interview she said that she wasn't fronting and she wasn't. She what did she say? What was the word she said?
No, she said she was pretending.
No, she said, but people. The woman asked her about image and stuff, and she goes, "No, I wasn't doing image. People think that people have been saying that I was doing image or whatever. These were my friends' bags, whatever. But that was the point where she lost me because she fucking lying. She was doing image.
I didn't give a shit about any of it.
That's the point where I actually felt for her.
I don't give a shit about all of it.
I didn't feel for her because she's been a good long time, at least a decade. Yeah, she was here when she was 10. She must be 20 now.
Yeah.
So at 20, you can rustle up that money. I don't know how long. She
rustled up the money.
Huh?
She did rustle up the money.
Yeah, but yourself.
But why did she have to? If people are prepared to give her the money.
Well, you leave it to the last minute.
That's what she told us.
Maybe she wanted that new bag.
You don't know.
Thank you for my new Chanel bag. It cost the same 2,400 that I asked you for.
Exactly.
I don't know what visa costs 2,400 either, by the way. But I haven't been in these kind of situations, so
it costs a lot of money
know.
for this type of stuff, man.
Yeah, visa.
You have to get like.
And what about her parents?
And
I want to know: is her parents getting sent and she's just staying there on a Jack Jones?
I don't know about her life. That's what I'm saying.
Go
We
back
don't
to
know.
Zimbabwe.
None of
Zimbabwe
us-
is a beautiful place.
None of us know what's going on, boy. And as far as I'm concerned, I respect the hustle. You asked for the money. No one has to give you the money. You all gave the money. Why are people complaining?
I find it hilarious.
I'm an Osla baby. Osla.
Is it?
I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, I don't understand why people are in such uproar about it. I don't get it. What's your problem? She asked for money. You either say yes or you say no.
I think people don't like the fact you're fronting one way or the other.
They're front.
One way,
that's
yeah,
Insta,
but
that's Insta life. We live in an Instagram life where people front. People pretend that they have things that they don't have, and that is how we live our life.
I don't mind that, but she said she wasn't fronting.
So says the Lord.
Oh, she said she wasn't fronting.
She lied to me.
If she said she wasn't fronting, that's her business. Again, I don't give a shit. As long as she's not doing anything to me, particularly, I don't care what she's doing.
She's a G though. She put out a 24-minute video of her crying about the situation.
Well, she got 6K out or something like that. Didn't she?
But she put a 24-minute. This is all in the part of the campaign. She put a 24-minute video out, and she's crying in the video for most of it.
I think we should.
I just figured, well, if that video is monetized, she's doing bits.
I think we should cut Simple's hair off and then do a GoFundMe to get them put back on again.
What kind of black are you?
I mean,
Why
you
not?
have
It's
to
a hustle,
respect this girl's hustle, man.
Why did it have to be me though?
Because you got the longest hair. You can Photoshop it
Oh my God!
and make it look like a miracle.
The disrespect.
And it just grew back.
Right.
Deliverance.
So Visa Bay is a can I just say something? You know what? Last week we hadn't seen the video of Fabolous arguing with his wife and her dad.
and brother.
Was the brother in the video?
Brother was in the video.
I don't know if I've seen it by that time.
No, we hadn't seen it.
Okay.
It came out the day after, or once we had got home, and it's such a shame. Right after we finished recording, so just to flesh it out again, Fabolous, the rapper, was in a Barney with his missus. It was alleged that he punched her 7 times and knocked out her 2 front teeth. Apparently, people are saying that she put up pictures later on with full set of teeth, so whatever. But there
That
was
might have been old, the teeth thing.
okay. There was a video though that was definitely put out just after we recorded last week of Fabolous verbally abusing his missus and more so the missus's dad. And the dad was being held back by security. Fabolous was being stopped from moving forward by security, and they were shouting at each other in some parking lot or something, I don't know. And Wavy said it in the Not Everyday podcast, big up Not Everyday podcast. He said that dad is a pussy. Because there's no way you could be threatening my daughter in my face and telling me you got a bullet from me and survive that day. You'd be dead. I'm asking you guys, what would you do if you were in that situation? You're the father, your daughter is getting shot. Let's leave out the hitting bit even. He's just shot. He's boying off your daughter, shouting at her. They're having a domestic end of the day. She's scared of him now. She's screaming. She's running away. And he told you, you stay out of my business. I got a bullet with your name on it. That actor?
You see that scene in Untouchables where Robert De Niro saying, I want him dead. I want his family dead.
I want his house burnt to the ground. I want to go to the there and he's not piss on his head.
That's right. That's how it's going down.
I only remember lyrics and film quotes, you know. So you'd want him gone too?
Yeah. Why would you disrespect me and my daughter in that fashion and expect to get away with it because you're FABO?
I fund your lifestyle. You're broke without me.
Is that what he's saying?
I'm gonna assume that's got
She
something
makes
to do
money
via him.
No, she makes money on her own accord.
Before him, no, she makes money because she was with Fab.
No.
Okay, all right, fine.
Unless we know for sure, we can't back
because she was making money before he was Fabulous. All big 15 whatever years he's been rapping. Okay.
Yeah, it's like Fabolous is the most richest rapper on the
He's
planet.
not, man. But these people making all decent money every show.
What
they making a week is what I'm making a year.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah, so to me they're making big money. Way. Sorry, what was that actor?
You were saying you're making it sound like she wasn't making money before he.
I don't know. Let me backtrack on that. I don't know, but I was just throwing that I'm providing your lifestyle just for a joke.
Well, I don't think they're married, so she can't even get off. But she still get child support though. But that's like one of the worst. I swear we had this discussion the other day when Mr. Wolf was saying he would kill a man for it. He would all kill a man.
Yeah, if someone's doing this to your daughter and then basically spitting in your face.
There was another argument. It was the same thing that happened. Who was it?
It was me. I was telling you about my cousin.
Yeah.
Yes. The domestic. Okay, and that even was last week, innit?
No, it was a couple of weeks ago.
We had
but
Tops on the show.
But my position again is still the same. So when you said this scenario, I was like, yeah, I've kind of lived through this in a funny kind of way.
Yeah, it's different if it's your daughter.
Obviously it's different if it's your daughter, but it's still somebody who
in your face.
How you look at your wife in the eye? How you look at your?
Yeah, would you look at your daughter the same way? Knowing
it's not your daughter. Can you go back home to your missus? Remember, a woman picks a man based on provision and security. Can you provide for me? Can you look after me? If this is why they say they don't want nice men, yeah,
that was a lot of the reason why they were saying
deep down inside, whether they know it or not, is like I don't. If something pops off, can you be there for me? This is why they want thugs. They don't even know why they want it. It's like they understand consciously. They understand I shouldn't be with you,
yeah,
but subconsciously you can provide for me. This is why you're balling. So they don't know why they're chasing money. It's provision. And they don't know why they're chasing the bad man. It's because of security. I feel secure with you. When I have a child with you, you will look after that child. That's part of it. And you didn't look after this child.
But that's not that's not consistent though, is it?
But when he turns around and pops off on you,
with reality, man, more time have a child.
They don't think about them.
Bust out.
That's
exactly. Man, them normally just have the child and bust out. So
no, I'm talking about the fact that they the same way they could be violent to others, they could be violent to you.
No,
they don't think about it like that.
Although we have evolved, we've still got STEM things that come from back in the day when we were living in places where we needed to survive on just our wits.
Oh, indeed.
So back then, a woman, same way you see in the animal kingdom, they choose their mate based on, are you gonna look after it? Do you have the strongest sperm and all that stuff? So they bypass the weak men. They bypass the ones that can't dance properly. They bypass the ones that don't season their food. They bypass all these things and they go for what they feel is strength. And deep down inside, humans are still animals, and that is part of the core thing.
I can't go home and look at my woman and telling me that my daughter's doing this foolishness and I'm just there on the sideline. And that's the thing. The woman will ride for it. The woman will be there, front line, ready to take a box for their daughter. Anyway. And a man is there. I don't know. The one with Fabolous' dad, I felt for him.
You felt for Fabolous' dad?
I mean, I saw Fabolous' dad. The Emily's dad. Because...
Emily's dad. Why?
I felt for him because it's like he wanted to back it, but he just knew he couldn't.
You could see that he wasn't about her life.
He was shouting at and screaming at him.
That's my daughter.
My daughter. When I know that if by rights, man should have even had that discussion. He should have been launching himself over the table the same way the man did when the one where the man killed the man's daughter.
Oh yeah.
That man should have been launching over the car to get for the throat. The throat.
Anyway.
But if you live in fear, you live in fear, innit?
Hashtag.
In the video though, was Fabolous packing something? Was he carrying something?
I don't know, but he also said I would put something in you, boy. And the minute somebody's threatening me and then threatening my own daughter, I gotta take you out.
All right. The reason I brought that up quickly was just to compare it with something else, because I think that's a bitch move. You go around chasing women and the women's old dad. That's bitch move. Now, gangster move is when one of your boys gets bored up in a whole other country and you gather up your boys, you get on a jet plane, you go to the other country and you
come here, weather.
And you look for mans. So Conor McGregor, his boy, his sparring partner, his bedroom, his fellow UFC fighter got buoyed up in a video by another UFC person. He's like, "You calling me pussy?"
What's his name? Kebab or something like that?
I don't know. Khabib.
It is Khabib or something like that.
Khabib is the friend or the one that buoyed him up.
The one that buoyed him up.
So Khabib buoyed up McGregor's
bedroom.
Sparring
partner.
Yeah. And
after he called him a pussy though.
Not necessarily.
He called him a pussy, man.
Okay, then fine. But he had him in a corridor somewhere with
McGregor.
About 15 mans behind him saying, "Oh, you called me pussy. You called me pussy." Like, had his hand, when you passively aggressively put a hand on the back of a man's head. Like, "Oh, is that what you're saying? Like I'll snap your neck if you..." And the man said, "No, I didn't say it." That's the thing. I didn't say it. It's like, you said it. And then it looked like he gave him a little slap on the cheek, and then the video ends.
Again, they have to film all that shit. All right. People film and shit every time.
So McGregor's obviously news has come back to McGregor.
PR.
McGregor's in Ireland. This happened in, where was it? Somewhere in America, anyways, in New York. Yeah, but the press conference was in New York. He got his, I don't know if he rented it or if he has a private jet. Took 15 of his boys or something like that. Flew to New York, landed, went to the Barclays Theatre where I think they were doing a press conference. And then went in to try and attack this dude. Now, this dude was on a tour bus. So it was on a bus in the garage with a bunch of other UFC fighters. And the pussy didn't get out of the bus, though, did he? He stayed inside the bus.
Stayed in that bus, boy.
He stayed inside the bus.
He stayed in the bus.
I was talking to Swift, and Swift was like, the man is messing up his money. All of these people are going to sue him. There's bare fights that got cancelled because he shattered some glass. He was throwing things at the window, so some people got cut. His friend actually had a fight that got cancelled because he also joined in with the rush of the coach. The press event was for a big event, UFC event. Now 3 of the fights have been cancelled because of this thing, and everyone's saying they're gonna sue him to Ras Clark because these people are not necessarily boxers. They live in hand to mouth on this thing. They want their money. You're messing up the people's money.
No worry, I'm gonna pay you.
And I'm saying,
I'll pay you. It's okay.
Tell me.
I love that move. I think it's wonderfully gangster. Do you guys think it's ignorance or stupendous?
What do you got to look at here, right? They called the boy pussy. If you call me a pussy, I'm getting a plane of one fuck you up.
Do you like dogs?
Dag. You're looking at me, dag.
I think it's gangster. That's me personally. I think, yeah, you think you're a bad man? All right. He came with his boys.
He did a bad man move.
He came with his boys.
That is it's the ultimate pull up.
Yeah.
He pull up. He said, yeah. Pull up.
Bad man forward, bad man pull up.
He came there. He landed on a jet, yeah?
Like, if he took a commercial flight, it wouldn't have been as gangster. He took a jet, bro.
It would have been more gangster if he took commercial. If he was sitting in the economy with the man, then just waiting. They're not even sitting in the same seats. One man there, one man in the corner. That would have been more.
Just twiddling their thumbs.
Just getting vexed all the way there.
That would have been personal.
That would have been more gangster.
That would have been
That means
personal.
he really wanted to go.
Men's are waiting at the bag. All the men's are waiting at the baggage claim, waiting for their cases.
It's vexed.
Or I'm gonna kill him when I see him.
It's vexed. That would be more gangster. That would be that the venom was there.
Okay.
But apparently him and the other guy hate each other anyway. So it's not like it's not just a case of, that it was a thing that he didn't know the other guy. Him and McGregor hate each other.
But maybe that's the point then. Maybe like because UFC in it, you're meant to trash talk each other.
Yeah.
Are you gonna run up? You're like
I need to calm him.
You don't run up on a man. I don't like the fact that the kebab man run up on him. I don't like that.
That's what we should. Yeah, he's a kebab.
I don't like the way you run up on that man. Because
I don't like it
chili sauce?
because that's bullying, isn't it?
yeah, it was a bullying thing.
Soft finger chips, my friend.
I don't like mans on social media chatting shit and not backing
chips?
it either. So the whole situation I don't like. I don't like mans on social media chatting about next man and not backing it when you see him. I don't like mans that are gonna go and talk to a man with 50 man to go and say what are you saying then because you look pussy. And I don't like the fact that, I do like the fact McGregor went from one side of the world to the other.
McGregor has now been arrested.
Yeah, but I don't like the fact that obviously he's now messing up his career for it, if you know what I mean. But sometimes you have to go against what your things is and go with your morals, and that's one of them times he went with his morals.
Can I just drop it a little pin here?
What's that?
Because he hasn't fought in a while in UFC, McGregor was a champion and they stripped him of his belt like about a few days ago as we're recording. And apparently he sent a tweet, said, "You ain't taking nothing." And believe in my head, I heard it in his voice.
Yeah.
You couldn't. You ain't taking nothing.
You're not taking nothing
You're
from
not
me.
taking nothing.
He thinks he's bigger than sport, and at the moment they need to show him that he's not. And I think they are gonna come
But
hard. down on
what
him.
somebody tweeted that I fully agreed with is that this one was UFC 223 or whatever. I don't know nothing about it. If it wasn't for McGregor going there, I wouldn't know that these people are fighting this
Yeah,
weekend.
but the people that know UFC know, innit? There's a lot of pop-out.
You want more eyes. You want more eyes. More eyes. More money.
Yeah.
So
Well, they were trying to bring back Brock Lesnar to UFC, innit? So
I don't know who that is.
Brock Lesnar's the WWE champion.
That just sounds like an action movie.
No,
star.
he was the WWE champion, and he also used to be in UFC as a UFC champion.
Oh, he had a square head in it.
Yeah.
He's
Brock
guy
Lesnar.
name, the white
They're
guy
calling,
name.
him,
Okay.
they're calling the most dangerous man in the world. So they're trying to get him back over there to try and boost the sales and stuff like that. But Conor McGregor is a superstar, mega star in that field, and they don't think he's gonna do it anymore. So they need to find something. And Dana White's just pissed now because he just messed. Dana White's the one that runs UFC, by the way. He wants his money, and he's just messed up his money again.
Well, he's gonna sue him, innit? According to Swift. I think that I'm just
Chili sauce salad, my friend.
for me. Kebab man. For me, I just feel
Open or up.
it just like
As we open the wrap, close.
in this world
Now?
of forgery and fakery and nonsense, I just fakeness. This just seems gangster to me.
It's like
it's
sex
just
to my woman. I gotta
some-
tell her that. Open or close. Open or close, my friend.
You people are just stuck on it. What is so funny about open and close?
That's what that kebab man will
Yes,
tell
I
you.
understand that, but
Order wrapped.
Chili sauce salad, my friend.
I don't get you guys.
Chili sauce salad.
Soft finger chips.
It's like them questions come out thick and fast. Sorry, I know you're talking about UFC, but it's them questions come out wrong, thick and fast, no long thing. Chili sauce salad, my friend.
They're always surprised when I don't want salad. No salad?
No salad?
No, nothing. No, I
Or pita
don't want
bread.
nothing, man.
Or pita bread.
Nothing.
But
I want a very little ketchup, and they must. I said just a little.
Nah, them not want to kill you, man.
Anyways, Cardi B's. Let's talk about them very
No.
quickly. Yeah, you didn't listen to it. What did you think? Because I listened to
I
it.
thought it was good.
The album's decent, you know.
I thought it was alright.
And that song you like is the worst song of the whole album.
I thought it was alright. I was shocked. I listened to it. I was like, oh, this album's not that bad.
The album's decent.
I
Man.
finally listened to Bow That Yellow from beginning to end.
I can't believe you still to now
When you lot say the album's decent,
for what it is. You know what I mean.
It's alright. I think it's actually alright. It's not. I got to listen to it.
The one with Migos, I like.
Yeah, I can listen to it.
The first song is good, and that builds up. It's like Meek Mill's the intro for that big popular Meek Mill song.
The one that everybody likes.
The one
to
that
sing.
the people run out with the Super Bowl, the Philadelphia Eagles. That one that builds up. Her intro is just like
You haven't
that.
heard it, so you're just hating because you don't like the girl.
Well,
My
it's just-
missus-
I can't deal
my
with her
missus is the
voice.
same thing. I was playing the car. Turn it off. Why? I don't like Cardi B. Why? She's a this. She's a that. I'm like, alright, fair
I
enough.
can't deal with her voice.
I like the first song. I like the one Careful With Me or Be Careful. And then the other
I don't
one,
know why you like that song.
there's another one where there's a Spanish guy rapping.
Yeah. I like that one as
Oh,
well.
yeah, that's gangster.
Let It Live or something like that.
Oh,
I like
that's
that
gangster.
one.
Yeah.
That's gangster.
that song
that
is
is like
wicked.
Yeah.
The songs are right. For me, the album was playable. I played it from beginning to end, and I skipped one of the songs that was slow or something. I can't remember.
Probably that same Be Careful song. It's the slow one. I'm like, why is rapping slow? You can't rap slow. You rap.
I thought she did alright. I thought she did alright on that track.
Well, Be Careful, I think, is the worst song on the album.
I don't know which one is that, but it was alright album. I was surprised about it. That I thought it was alright. I thought it was gonna be properly like doo doo, but it was right.
Yeah, I mean, she did another slowish one, where the one about going through his phone or something, but the lyrics were a bit better. Like, I went through your phone, I saw pictures.
Oh yeah, that one was alright.
Yeah, so it was very similar to Be Careful as well. It's like two songs about cheating.
I just was surprised which one you was talking. That's why I was trying to get confused, but because that one I didn't mind. There was another one I was like, what's this?
But the album is decent.
Have you heard the new Lethal Bizzle song?
No,
Flex.
But who's in it?
Lethal Bizzle, just him.
It's never just him these days, though. He's always got somebody.
He's always got every year. Lethal Bizzle, when it's time for summer,
just ready for summer
time, he brings out a banger. Last year it was the one with Steph London. The year before that it was
Lethal Bizzle's got a song with Steph London.
Yeah. Have you not heard it? Bad Boy song.
Probably have, but I can't remember.
Anyway, go and listen to it when you get a chance. This was before Steph London was massive. He did the song with her. Then you've got Festa Skank. Then obviously you've got every year he brings out a banger anyway. It's like a thing that he does every summer. He brings out a banger, and this one's called Flex. Yeah, Bad Boy tune. If you want to hear, it's simple, about 3-minute song, big bass line, simple lyrics. But it's for the summer, people will be blazing that song.
That is him. That is his
MO.
MO.
They always just flex, big batty girl, just sex. I'm like, yeah, Lethal Bizzle, yeah. Bizzle's one of my favorite guys. I said, yeah. It's always gonna be one of my favorites. Since the days he dissed Dappy. One of my favorite diss songs forever is still gonna be the one he did about
that little freestyle in his kitchen.
And he said Tarzan your mum. That one killed me. He said Tarzan. That's how he started the song. Tarzan your mum. And how can you start the song like that? And then he's like telling her about telling her he saw her at a pound shop or something like that. I said, this guy is too much, man. The boy is too much.
All right. Unfortunately, we're gonna wrap up with discussing the state of the shootings and stabbings going on in and around London. You know, the talk now is that, or the reports are saying that London has, for the first time in the history of them recording this kind of data, has risen in crime rate to above New York. It's a bit of a misleading headline because really the New York, basically, crime rate has just fallen so much, so dramatically, that it's just kind of like dipped below us at the present time. But these things are hitting close to home. They're all in neighborhoods that we grew up in or grew up around. One of the people that got, was it stabbed or shot?
Sure. No, stabbed.
But murdered, the weekend, just a few days before this has been recorded, actually grew up in our estate. The same estate that I grew up in, the person that got murdered. And I don't have his name enough, so let me not disrespect the person. Let me find names and whatnot.
I think it's Ishmael. His name is
Ishmael.
I think.
So, what is this now? Is it just a spotlight has been put on it? Is it one of these things that the figures haven't really changed, but they're just talking about it all of a sudden? Or are things progressing? And if so, why? Because I'm out of this loop. Maybe 15, 20 years ago, I would have been able to speak to somebody and I would, because usually you know what's happened half an hour after it's happened. But I'm not in that loop anymore. I don't know these people. I don't even live in these areas anymore. What's going on?
Do you know what the problem is? Let me not say
these are all youngsters as well.
Yeah. Do you know what the thing about the difference between these times and our times? People will get stabbed in our times, but they're not necessarily dying, for one. Yeah. So the people who get stabbed not necessarily die the same amount of level of people dying now. And two, I know it's a strange thing to say, but when we was young, you knew who carried a knife. Like, that is the guy that carried a knife. You know that one has a knife. That one used to carry a knife. Not everybody carried a knife, but it seems now like everybody is carrying something. Like, they all have something. And because they all have something, it's now got to a point where they just assume that the other one's got something, so they have to bring it out. And then when you bring it out, it's like they have to use it. And I think that's what's going on. I just think that I just think that it can't all be just gang crime. I think it's just literally some people are just stabbing each other because they're just worried that the other one's going to stab them first. It's like a madness. But the shootings are shootings, and people are coming with a gun, they're looking to lick you in the head.
So we've had a young woman was killed in Walthamstow?
Tottenham. So a 17-year-old girl got shot in Tottenham outside of a party, I think, a little house party that just started.
Some drive-by?
Yeah, somebody did a drive-by and shot him. Apparently they arrested one 30-year-old man. I don't know what's going on with that. That was today I read that. in that same time that she got shot, one Asian boy got shot in Walthamstow, got shot in the face. He died. I think that same night somebody else got stabbed as well, and I think they died a few hours later as well. That was all in one night. Then the next day, somebody else got stabbed. The day after that, somebody else got stabbed. I think today 2 people got stabbed in Croydon. I don't know, man. It's sad. It's sad, and people are complaining that the mayor's not doing anything about it. The mayor's complaining that, well, David Lammy's complaining about everything because some things are happening in Tottenham, and he's like, I'm speaking, trying to call people, no one's getting in contact with me, no one's chatting to me. The mayor of London is saying that he's trying to get in contact with, I don't know, the Home Secretary or something, and they're not getting back to him. People are complaining that Theresa May's not saying nothing about it either. Why is no politicians coming out to discuss these murders that's occurring in London often? And you know, it's getting to a level of madness now, and people are afraid.
The head of the police force in the UK is talking about locking people up based on suspicion.
And that's when I start saying
they're talking about just if we think that you might be wanting to do something, then we can also hold you now.
And that's bullshit, because they could have held you just the other day.
Exactly. Just like yesterday, it's like, well, we suspect, so we're taking you in for your own benefit and for the safety of the community.
For your own benefit.
Well, that's what they can say. Look, we think you're in some sort of trouble. Yeah, you're gonna harm somebody, or somebody's gonna harm you, so we're taking you.
Dave said, remember? Did we discuss the fact that Dave said that they should do the stop and search, and people were going mad about it?
Yeah, we went over.
So this is what he was saying at the time. Now I don't agree with stop and search, but I don't know what the police are supposed to do.
Stop and search seems like it makes sense, but all the figures keep saying that it doesn't actually change anything.
It doesn't change anything. So I don't know what the police are supposed to do now, because I don't know. I can't trust the police, so I don't know what I want them to do, if that makes any sense. So the other day, somebody was asking what needs to happen, and I was saying, people were saying we need youth clubs, we need this, we need that, and I blatantly said this: we need society to change the way that parents work. That's what I think. I think that the fact that we don't have people at home when we're getting home has made a major difference to the way that children have grown up. Not knowing when you're gonna get your child gets home because you're not at home, because you're at work or doing your second job or whatever you're doing, and leaves them alone to do whatever they're doing for hours on end, has had a major effect on these youths.
But that's not a new phenomenon.
I think it is quite.
It used to happen in our generation quite a bit.
Oh, not for me then. I had somebody else, and I know a lot of people.
In our generation, it did happen. I think maybe a generation or two before us, where you had that old-fashioned stereotype of the wife at home and the father going to make money. That it was different then.
And our generation, we still have people getting stabbed and stuff, and people are still doing a madness between the time they got home and the time they went to school.
I don't know. This is the thing, because we don't have the figures. I don't know what it was like back then compared to now, because now you got social media, you got it's just so much, it's so prominent in the news.
I think people get stabbed but not getting murdered.
I'm gonna go back to someone put a tweet out there. I think it was Scribs actually. Shout out the man there. He put a tweet up of a graph of the death toll in London between two sets of dates. I think it was over a 10-year or plus period, 10-15 year period. And if you look at it, it shows a point where we were bidding for the Olympics, and then point where we won the bid for the Olympics, and then the time up until when we were going to do Olympics in 2012, yeah? And there's a direct curve that correlates with the events showing crime, or murder, I should say, in London going down towards that time point. And then after the Olympics, it then starts to go back up again. So the point of the graph was to say that if they want to do something about it, they clearly can.
They could do, and they do that in every country when they're Olympics or the World Cup or stuff. They properly go hard on police to make sure the place is safe.
So we have to question whether or not the status quo is it incidental or on
let
purpose?
the monkeys kill each other.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, it could be, but as I said, if the police got involved to certain levels, if they started going hard the way they were going hard in the Olympics, then they'll be locking up people that will be things that we shouldn't think they should be looking up for as well. So it's going to work both ways. But what I would like to discuss is the fact that in our time, we had the Tottenham Hackney thing, and that was madness.
Yeah, but now they've got the wood green.
No, but I'm saying we had it. So people were saying, is it the same? Or starts asking the same in our time. We had it.
Yeah, it's true. We did.
That was a madness. Like there was Tottenham mans couldn't go to Hackney. Hackney couldn't go to Tottenham. Certain mans in Hackney couldn't go to certain other areas in Hackney. Fields was having beef with Lower Clapton boys and all them stuff. It was a madness.
It was chaotic.
There was a proper postcode madness then.
Yeah.
And then it died down for a bit.
Yeah.
But then it's come back up again. And Tottenham and Wood Green's always had that beef for a long time.
for
So
a long time.
that's stayed up. I don't think that's ever going to stop that one. And I don't know if any of these are correlating to that. I don't know. But before, when we was young, from our ends anyway, in London, it used to be it used to be Tottenham
And Wood Green.
and Wood Green, Tottenham and Hackney and even Hackney and Bow kind of had a little bit of a beef, not too much of a big thing. And then South London, they always beefing. Peckham was beefing with Brixton, and all them other Fulton Heath, all them mans was beefing. All of them was beefing. So there was always that post-Cold War. So people were getting stabbed all the time. It's just that people weren't necessarily dying, I don't think.
So what?
And shootings wasn't popular.
All right, our children are too young to be caught up in this unless it's some sort of random stray kind of thing, God forbid. But once they reach an age where they're going outside, what is it we're going to tell our children to assist them in avoiding this kind of thing, getting caught up in it, whether they choose to actually partake in some of the nonsense or whether they're just following their followers? What is it that because we always talk about what needs to be done. I think we need to look a bit, internalize it. I'm always a thing. Look inside first, and look at home first. So my thing is always a family. It's always a family. My way of solving everything is the family. Once the family unit is there and is strong, that's the foundation for everything. But outside of that, if once my daughter reaches of an age where it's daddy, can I go out, or daddy, give me some money to go around and play with whatever, because she's of an age, she's a teenager now. What is it I'm going to tell her where it's like, what advice can I give her? What jewels am I going to drop in her lap? Because my parents, it was very easy the way they did it with me. Don't go out. They didn't let me out. So the reason I think my older brother got caught up in a lot of the stuff that was discussed, and because he got caught up in it, I think they just did a blanket. Well, he messed up, so none of you's going out.
For me, I don't know. I just feel like now, you just got to move off ends.
Moving off ends don't matter no more, man.
You say that, but it
Bruv,
does.
Bruv, I moved off ends, and I went into a place just today with my brother-in-law, and we saw these youths chatting the most nonsensical madness that you would hear from people on ends. So you can go off ends. Yeah, there are still people trying to beat people on ends. But you have to remember, this is a popular thing.
But check the rate, check the crime rate in your area compared to the crime rate in the areas we just discussed. It's going to be different. It's going to be different.
Yeah, potentially, yes.
And
fair enough.
And the crime rate in my area, you're always going to.
But if you all move off ends, if everybody's solution to move off ends, then you're all going to move to the same place again, and it's just going to build up there, isn't it?
And then we lose London.
Yeah,
you're losing London, boy. The gentrification is real.
And it don't seem to be helping the crime, though, does it?
Well,
maybe it's assisting it.
Depends,
It could go one of two ways. It could either be one of a couple of ways. It could either be assisting it, or it could be the thing that makes it so they're like, you know what, we can't settle here because every time we try. Do you get what I'm saying to you?
No, they're gonna push us out.
They're not stabbing those mans that's gentrified. They're stabbing each other still.
It's true, actually. You're right.
They're just making more houses for them.
It's true. You're right.
I don't know. I just think
it's ruining on our families, though,
yeah,
man.
You just need to, as far as I'm concerned, you just need to follow them. You need to go and collect them from school, and you need to bring them home. If they want to go out with their friend, you need to drop them to their friend. You need to pick them up from the friend.
What age you're talking about doing all this stuff?
Until I decide that they're able to walk alone, and that's not Liverpool out here, so I don't know when that's gonna be.
Yeah, but even from dropping them to their friends and coming back, it's that time in between.
He told you that you should not sit outside and watch them.
You can sit outside and watch them, but then people will call police on you.
Or you just move country, man.
Yeah,
seriously, I'm seriously considering that.
You move countries, you still got your issues when you go to another country. Same way.
There's drama everywhere, but there's not as much drama that's going on here. But then it's a question of how much is being highlighted. I think in this year alone, it's 56 murders. Yeah,
50 was the other day, so maybe a couple more now. Yeah.
Yeah, and
it's broken.
Just the other day, it was 6 murders in 9 hours.
Bruv,
we're broken.
This year started with a murder at New Year's, 10 minutes after New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
10 minutes after midnight.
We're broken
on the 1st of January.
We are. But when you say broken, what do you mean broken? How do you quantify
that's a deep line to say. What do you mean?
I just think we're broke. Like we just.
It's not normal behavior, is it?
Yeah,
It's not normal behavior.
I think that we just so much things have caused us to the problem where we just do not value ourselves as human beings at all.
So how do we fix that? I mean, yes, you say walk with your kids, to go pick them up and go, but then that encompasses them being too blanketed. So
No. Yeah, but you said that. But some of these very posh people, that's what they do. You know, they have somebody that goes and gets them from school, brings them home from school, or when they're not at school and they come home, they've got something an activity that they do. They do piano. They do this. They do that to keep themselves active and away from foolishness.
But doesn't that make them? Sorry, doesn't that make them have less of a social awareness and understanding?
I don't care. They're not getting
what
killed.
I was gonna say is that this is one of the problems. That all this we're being blanketed. You know, you don't experience life. You know, so what? Some people say so what? Or there's a different life. There is a different life. So when Timmy goes to Cambridge and deals with the people there, all of them live the same life, sheltered, and that's where they play out. That's probably why they do all the nonsense they do there. But it's not a violent nonsense. It's a different kind of nonsense.
It's a stupid nonsense.
It's probably doing stupidness with women kind of nonsense and just making racist comments at the black woman that is there because they're not used to being around them. But it's different.
And they ain't getting stabbed.
Well, you never know. The rate of fencing murders might go up.
I challenge you to a duel. But you know what I'm saying? You need to start finding activities for your youths, man, because this is what I've said it on Big Up Dean, because Dean asked this question before. And I said the time that I knew that we was broken as a people is on Christmas Day. I was driving to my sister's because we were doing Christmas Day at my sister's. So I was with my mum, with my missus, everyone. We came down. I was driving. And the chicken shop was open. Right? Fair enough. It's a business. You should open. I saw it packed out with black youths on Christmas fucking Day.
Yeah, mum ain't cooking.
No, mum is cooking. They want to be out, bruv. I'm not putting it on the mum saying they're not cooking for them. Because some of these youths are in the chicken shop and then going home to eat dinner again. How can it be Christmas Day, the day you're meant to spend with your family, and you're at the fucking chicken shop?
Yeah, but you're assuming that they know that that's the day that they're supposed to, like, that's been promoted to them. That's the...
Bruv, it's Christmas Day.
Everybody knows, man. Don't come on.
No,
why you always want to be devil's advocate?
No,
the devil is not a nice person.
It's fucking Christmas Day,
listen
bruv.
to what I'm saying. Hear me out, yeah? We said earlier on that you could be talking about something on the internet and other people from outside of your circle don't have to know about it.
You said it.
Because it's, you said it, yeah? Because it's big and because it's happening, yeah? This is exactly the same sort of thing.
Hashtag no rewind. Yes, continue.
Yeah, this is exactly the same sort of thing.
No, I don't think anybody doesn't understand that Christmas Day is the day you spend with your family. I don't believe anyone in the UK doesn't know that.
No, you have to understand what I'm saying here, yeah? So the narrative that we know about from films and all the rest of it suggests that you're supposed to stay with your family. But if you've never lived that, that's not your normality, is it?
Whether you do it or not, I don't believe there's people of a teenage... it doesn't matter what age. From when you have any understanding, I think everybody in the UK understands that the Christmas Day is the day you're meant to spend with your family. Whether you do it or not, whether it happened or not, is a different story. But none of them don't know that this is the day that families are meant to spend together. That's why everything is closed. That's why school's gone, work is gone. They don't even have to go to work. Why is it parents don't have to go to work?
Yeah.
So that they can do what?
It's actually...
So
society has
closed.
bended it into the fact that you almost have to acknowledge that. But they're at a fucking chicken shop.
Yeah, so why are they at the chicken shop then? That's the
Because
point.
they wanna be on-
They want to be outside.
Or that's their family.
This is what I'm saying to you.
I was hoping because the first thought was, they got nowhere else to be, and then I thought, let me tone it down and just be like, they're going to have Christmas dinner somewhere, or they've just had Christmas dinner, and it's like, let's meet at 8 or 9 and whatever, I don't know, whatever they're gonna do to bust some joke. Check some girl, go to some house party or something, I don't know, and they're going to the chicken shop first. That's what I hope. I hope it's not. I got nothing better to do on Christmas because my mum is on crack. I don't know my dad, so I'm going to the chicken shop to meet at my bedrooms. That's what I'm hoping it's not.
Boss man is their dad now. Boss man's the closest thing to their dad.
Listen, a lot of youth these days.
Fucking hell,
their family Christmas is not the normal family Christmas. Like what you said, their mum might be an alcoholic, their dad might not be around,
or they're vegan,
or they're vegan.
So what I'm saying is they don't believe that narrative that they've been shown about the Christmas. That's what I'm saying, basically. That's exactly what I'm saying.
So being out with your boys or being out with your friend in the chicken shop, that's your Christmas.
It's this broken
or their
people.
boys is their family.
Or their boys is their family.
And a lot of these youths do see these boys as their family. And they think that when they're going out to go stab a next man, they're just defending their family.
But then are we looking at gang culture, or are we just looking at the culture of violence?
It's a mixture of the two.
Because gang culture has always been around. You know, I mean, from when I used to work in the youth services, a lot of people say, since the youth clubs are closed down, we've got nothing going on. We've got no way of exerting ourselves. There's nothing to do, nothing constructive for us to do.
There was gangs in the youth centre.
There was always gangs in the youth centre.
That's why they're linked up.
And in the youth centres wasn't much as a help or a hindrance. It was just a place where you can formulate anything you want to do.
But you, in your lot's generation, you don't use the breakdance as a fight, did it?
Yeah, dance fight.
I see you on the streets.
But yeah, working in the youth centre, you see the same thing. And the closure of youth centres didn't help because there were still murders and killings and stabbings and so on and so forth. But even when the youth centres were open, these things were still happening. Because gangs would come and say, right, I'm going to meet you here.
Yeah, murder mile.
Murder mile.
I think the question is an eternal one. The answer is probably never going to arise. And I think we'll leave this topic at that. It's depressing. We want to send a rest in peace to all of those children that have lost their lives recently and over the year.
There's a lot of big people as well, you know.
Yeah.
And the big people as well. All of you, it's like, and we put our heartfelt feelings to the family of those who have been lost. And for anyone listening, because I don't think this is our audience, but for anyone listening that may be in that kind of realm or that field, just think. This has...
It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it.
You gotta love one another, man. It might sound like weak and petty to say, but you have to learn to love one another. Love yourselves and then love one another.
And let me tell you something now. Them postcodes that you're fighting for,
it's not yours. You don't own it.
You don't own them postcodes. Them houses you probably don't own and you're fighting for, they can dash you out there anytime that they want to.
Yep. No,
and then you're gonna be going from fighting for E9 to fighting for RS1 or whatever it is because you've been displaced by the gentrification.
You really need to think about it. The government and the powers, they really don't care about you. They don't hold you in any value. And what you're doing is just buying into what they want. They want to get rid of us. As controversial as it may seem, the less of us that's around, the less of us that can cause trouble, the less of us that can do anything to stop the progression, they're happy that can happen.
Okay. So once again, rest in peace to them, and rest in peace to Nomzamo Winifred Zanyiwe Madiki Zila Mandela.
Bigger Auntie Winnie, man.
Yeah, Amanda.
Better known as Winnie Mandela, who
AKA
died
the original Ride or Die.
Who died the 2nd of April 2018. We just want to talk about the things that she did, how she was, because I think a lot of people know now. The common sentence is that, you know, most people didn't know that she was the one that really held it down. But I think most people actually do know now that she was the one holding it down, even probably more so than her husband Nelson. They had only been together, or just married recently before he got sent to jail. Hadn't been together, and she did her freedom fighting on the streets. She backed it. And she was much more militant and hardcore than Nelson was, up to the point that when he came out of prison, and I think he went on his peaceful route, it kind of caused a fracture in the relationship, and they broke up because she was much more about.
She was still militant.
She was, look, you're all on this pacifist thing, and let's work together. And like, no, these people, you don't know what they've been doing since you've been away, or. So, anyways, let people say a thing about Mama Winnie.
I'm prepared. So I'm prepared.
I understand. Yeah, it's because I don't think I'm not well versed on her history. And her plight.
Winnie is the original Ride or Die. That is the only thing. She was prepared to ride or die for her causes and what she believed in from the beginning to the very, very end. They tried to dash things on her, like they tried to say that she orchestrated killing a young boy, which I think actually, well, from what I've heard and what I've read about, it's actually not true. That's not true at all. But they like to try and dash it on her to put mud against her name. She did a lot for the black people in South Africa and for the freedom fighters that happened in South Africa. Yes, Nelson Mandela obviously is the shining star of South Africa and the peace movement. but Winnie Mandela was the drive behind it, and it's sad that she's gone now. I don't even think she was that. She was 80. Was it 80 or something like that?
I think it was 81.
Yeah, so she's not even that dramatically old, and it's a shame that she's managed to go now. And I'll just say, boy, thank you very much for what you've done for the African people in your time that you was around, man. Rest in peace.
Yeah, powerful woman, strong woman. The mother of one of the leading ladies of the ANC, first of her kind, and there will never be another. So we thank you.
I hope there will be.
Yes.
No, I don't really have much to say. Well, I just think it's
Did you say allow me?
no, yeah, no, like so I think it's interesting that you said that she was riding for Mandela, because you know the girl that in Tottenham, the one that died the other day. Something similar happened there. I see video like 24 hours before the thing happened of her jumping on top of her boyfriend while some man's are trying to beat her up.
Yeah, they think that might be linked to the thing itself. But I don't know.
Well, on that sober note, we are ending. We've played our part. We've done our piece. Let's say our church notes and our goodbyes. Let's start off let's end off as we started with that actor.
Yeah, it was good, people. Like I said, be good to yourselves and be good to each other. Catch me on Instagram, that actor. Twitter, that actor.
Spelled DATACTOR. Yes, spelled the black way. Big Wahala.
Yo, at Big Wahala on Insta, at Big Wahala on Twitter. Check out at One Stop Dreadlock. If you wanna, find out where we are, and if you wanna get some natural locks done, at One Stop Dreadlock. And yeah, and also check out Ty's A Work of Art. I always say a work of heart. I keep saying it heart. I can't say heart well. A work of heart.
Heart.
Yeah,
Say
I know.
the T.
Heart. That's what I say. That's what I say, man.
Say heart.
A work of heart.
Hong.
Hung.
Just to flesh out, One Stop Dreadlock is a establishment in Holloway. The address is 157 Hornsey Road, N76DU Delta uniform, and it specializes in dreadlocks and twists, natural hair. If you're in London, come down. Even if you're outside London, come down and let One Stop Dreadlock cater for your dreadlock needs. That's www.onestopdreadlock.com. Wonderful. Simple Simon.
At Simple Simon FB on Twitter. This week I'm gonna plug the book Children of Blood and Bone. That's the title, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Children of Blood and Bone.
Bye.
Oh, told me Adeyemi.
Told me, Are you a colonizer?
Tommy.
Tommy. Tell me. Yeah, but Tomi.
Yeah,
Okay, go on.
Tommy Adeyemi. Yeah, it's a good book. I'm reading it at the moment.
How much have you gone through?
I'm about 20% of the way through.
Okay. Have you got yours?
I got mine. I'm halfway through.
I don't know if we mentioned it on the podcast itself, but
We have mentioned it.
Yeah,
We mentioned the book anyway. We gave it as a recommendation.
All right. We're all trying to read it and give a little sign.
Well, that's finished, boy.
Yes, good on you. I haven't even started.
You ain't started yet?
No.
Okay.
Oh, when we finish, we'll talk about it. Innit?
All right. I am Stavros Boss. You can catch me at Stavros Boss everywhere on all your social medias. I'm going to give the collective social media, and then we're going to end that on Stavros Says, which is a segment where I recommend something. But the collective social media for us is at ESN Podcast. That's on Instagram and on Twitter. On Facebook, you can search for Eloquently Saying Nothing and find us there. Wherever you are, use the hashtag ESN Pod. That is ESN Pod. Whatever you got to say, any comments, we might have a few new listeners. Hope you enjoyed. Please holler at us. Let us know what you think. You can rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. Please do that. Help us rise up the charts. If you want to send any long form questions or comments in, you can do that via DM, or you can email us at esnpodcast@gmail.com. I think I did that quite well this week. So Stavros Says, like I said, is a segment where I recommend something, and this week it is a song. by the artist's name is Pete Blas. It's kind of hard to say what it is because it's PETEBLAS. That's the name, and the song is called Message to the People or Message for the People. Let me get it up. I had it up and then it just disappeared. And basically it is a song that samples a speech from Martin Luther King. Last week was the 50th year anniversary of his assassination, and that was on the 4th of April. So the day before he died, he made a speech, a famous speech in the mountaintop. He did it off the top of the dome, and I just found his speech very powerful. It seems quite prophetic. Is that the word?
You just said pathetic.
No, prophetic. But I was
prophetic, as in prophesition.
Yeah,
prophesition. You know, as in prophesizing.
Yeah.
Boy, our speech is terrible.
But anyways, yeah, it seemed like he knew what was happening. Like I said, he made the speech, and then the day after, he passed on. I'm just gonna play that speech so you can hear what I'm talking about.
Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now because I've been to the mountaintop. I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
Thank you for listening to the Eloquently Saying Nothing podcast. We are out.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you ain't saying nothing, say it well.
Peace.
Slag for life.
Because we spoke about death and R.I.P. for the whole last half an hour. Alright? It's Daily 4.